The left wing looking for Aït-Nouri, who'd gone forward. Last touch goes off Andres Garcia. His first touch as a Premier League player, number 16 on his back. He's in place of the injured Matty Cash today. So throw into Wolves, level with the edge of the penalty area. They attack. Left-hand side as the home side comes forward. Matheus Cunha, who had a great run over the festive period of goals, but they've just dried up a little bit now over recent weeks. Today looking for his first goal or assist in 5 Premier League games. Matheus Cunha has Sarabia, looks like he's pushed by Tielemans. Referee is happy with it. Villa regained possession on the halfway line. This is Jacob Ramsey, who scored against West Ham last weekend. Good strength from Ramsey, holds off 3 defenders, then he's taken down on the edge of the penalty area. Free kick to Aston Villa. Dangerous location this early in the game. 0-0 at Molyneux.
Yeah, great driving run, committing bodies, getting into good positions. As soon as there's a little bit of contact though, it's just one of those where his feet just sort of fall. He exaggerates and he makes sure he gets a free kick. It wasn't a great deal of contact, but now really good position. How will they defend it? Will they stay really high? You would expect that would be the position, not to drop too deep.
It's been a remarkable day of scorelines already in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest hitting 7 without reply against Brighton, their biggest ever Premier League victory. The big stories elsewhere too. Fulham winning away at Newcastle. As Youri Tielemans lines up this free kick. It's not a million miles away. You'd suggest a shot wouldn't be completely off the cards, but more likely he will cross it here, but he doesn't get a chance to even do that because there's all sorts of pushing and shoving, and the referee Andy Madley stepping across to have a word with some of the players. I think Jacob Ramsey is the main one that he's having a word with there. As attention turns back to Tielemans again. This is a few paces outside the penalty area. Left-hand side as Villa come forward. Here comes the delivery, right-footed, in-swinging, too close to the goalkeeper. Easy pickings for Jose Sa.
Yeah, after such a long wait, you said in anticipation, what if he'd be able to get any quality? That's poor, but Villa have started bright. The tempo's been strong, and they've got quality, haven't they? You can't give them room.
Doherty rolls the ball back to Shah, who clears right-footed. It's a 0-0 here at Molyneux in Dublin in the Six Nations. Ireland 5, England 7, still in the first half there. You can listen on 5 Live as Wolves get a free kick down the other end. There's Sarabia, who looks to have started in quite an advanced position up alongside Gonçalo Guedes. That is going to be a free kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers midway inside the Villa half, central location on the field. It was Kamara who claimed that he just stood his ground and that Guedes ran into him, but the referee's given the free kick.
Yeah, he has. It's just about defending that territory. The atmosphere's lifted now. It's obviously not as a good a position as we've just seen Villa's free kick. That arm goes up, but they're just going to clip it back post. There's a lot of room down the right hand side if they want to use it.
Sarabia, Cunha, the two standing over it. Cunha rolls it, rehearsed move, tried to slip it into the path of Guedes. Clever idea, but too many Villa defenders back there for that to work. He just played it low along the ground, tried to slip him in, quite far out to try that manoeuvre. You can Thomas Brolin that when you're on the edge of the area, but he was closer to the centre circle than he was to the penalty box there. That was not sure that was the. I mean, it's great if it works, but when it doesn't work, it looks quite tame. 0-0 at Molyneux. Wolves against Villa. Nelson Semedo takes the throw in, and Kamara just shields in front of Guedes. The ball goes out for a goal kick for Emi Martinez away to our right hand side. It's interesting that Kamara has started in at centre half. He played there for a spell in the game on Wednesday, but Lamar Bogard is operating as a defensive midfielder in the early stages, so it's Kamara alongside Konza. This is Kamara giving it to Luca Digne on the left-hand side. Digne had to go in and play centre-half against West Ham for most of the game last weekend. Here come Wolves. Sarabia 10 yards inside the penalty area. Right-hand side as Wolves come forward. Nelson Semedo will take on Luca Digne. Tries to swing in across Digne. Got good and close to him. Blocks it out for a throw into Wolves.
Yeah, Semedo's good attacking options when he gets into those areas. He wants to find feet. But now Wolves have shown a reaction. For me, it's the lacking of confidence, the belief, the patience at times, and they've just struggled, haven't they, the last few weeks.
Here is John McGinn, starting today for the first time in a month. He's been a sub in the last 2 games since recovering from that hamstring injury. He's fouled by Matt Doherty there. That is a free kick to Aston Villa just inside their own half. Villa, who've had a good week, finishing in the top 8 of the Champions League table. No playoff drama for them. Straight into the last 16 of the Champions League. And Villa have got 3 home games in a row after today. Chance for Unai Emery's team to really step on now and try to keep up the pressure on the teams up around the top 4 at the moment. Lucadinha's fouled again, this time by Andre. And that is a free kick to Villa, but 20 yards further than their free kick a moment ago. They're now inside the Wolverhampton Wanderers half.
It was a lovely first touch, wasn't it? That's the difference at times. You don't always have to have pace. As the ball comes, he just pushes it. But Villa now, she's circulating the ball. Wolves just creeping up, trying to close that gap. It is quite high, it's quite dangerous at times.
Elsewhere today, Liverpool have gone 9 points clear of the top. They beat Bournemouth by 2-0. Arsenal play tomorrow. They host Manchester City. Villa on the attack with Lucadinha. That's a good ball in. Just too high for Morgan Rogers, who had got up off the ground but realised he wasn't going to be able to get his head to it. So many of Villa's goals this season have come from crosses. Here is Tielemans inside the centre circle, playing it on through Ollie Watkins, who's got even more importance for Villa now with the absence of John Duran having departed the club. Watkins, who's been subject of transfer speculation, but surely he's staying now. They won't let Duran and Watkins leave, surely. As ball is cleared away by Emmanuel Agbadou, but Wolves looking a bit thin in personnel up front. Cunha's done well. That looked like a handball by John McGinn. Referee agrees. Free kick to Wolves on the halfway line.
It was close to him, wasn't it? Couldn't really do much about it. Referee decided straight away to do that, but just looking at Ollie Watkins, he's seen Duran go, and now does he want to go, does he not? How does he play today? Because that is a big opportunity for him.
I would be shocked if, having lost Duran, that Villa would allow Ollie Watkins go for any sum now.
I agree with you from a club's perspective, but how does the player feel? What's happening in his brain?
Boyhood Arsenal fan Ollie Watkins, as Kamara jumps well and wins a header. Down goes Bogart, challenged by Sarabia. Free kick to Aston Villa. You see, Wolves are pumped up here. They're throwing themselves into challenges, but they are giving away free kicks. This is Rodgers trying to slip it into the path of Ollie Watkins. Good defence by Totti Gomez, one of the 3 changes in the Wolverhampton Wanderers team today. He cuts out that Aston Villa attack on the edge of his own penalty area, and Ait Nouri rolls it in front of Cunha, who's got to sprint here and put pressure on Konsa. Now that's smart from Konsa. He got his body in front and he just put on the brakes. He knew Cunha was going to run into the back of him, and he's won a free kick for Aston Villa there. Good defending by Ezra Konsa for Aston Villa.
Yeah, how does he go down like that? I'm just watching the replay, having another look at it. But, oh wow, you can't go down that easy, but you understand it, why the official gives the free kick quite quickly. Probably has to.
Everton got their 3rd successive win today. Abdullah Doucouré scored after 10 seconds against Leicester. Everton went on to win 4-0. And Southampton, bottom of the table, got only their 2nd win of the season. They won 2-1 away at Ipswich. It is half-time in Dublin. It is Ireland 5, England 10. Another try for England. Coverage of that second half coming up on 5 Live. Here on Sports Extra, we're concentrating on this 5:30 kickoff in the Premier League, and Garcia comes to the attack. That's his first cross as a Villa player. It's a dangerous one too, in towards the back post, and Wolves with Nelson Semedo have to shovel it out for a corner. That was a good delivery from Andres Garcia, the Spaniard who's just joined from Levante, and Villa fans will have liked how he got to the byline, was able to send it across like that there.
Yeah, really positive, drives the line, was looking to try and have an effect. He actually digs it out really well, sort of gliding cross to the back post. Watkins takes
picks it up for Wolves. Challenged by Morgan Rogers, who had a good week, got that hat-trick in the Champions League, but Rogers gives away the free kick here, free kick to Wolves. A lot of fouls given away by both teams in these opening 10 minutes at Molyneux.
Do you think he needs to let them go a little bit? You know, when you first do one or two soft ones, just followed it up. It was almost a disappointment from the fans, from everybody, that the game keeps getting stopped.
So they're trying to lay down early marker and keep control of the game, but yet to get into full flow as Aït-Nouri comes down the left-hand side for Wolves. Pushes it here in front of Gudsela Guedes, along with Tommy Doyle. He's been the most used substitute for Wolves this season here in the Premier League, but he starts today because Strand Larsen is injured. Totti Gomez tries to send an expansive ball out to the right wing. He was looking for Nelson Semedo, well covered by Luca Dean. Villa get it back just inside their own penalty area. Konza, Garcia, left-footed clearance up towards Ollie Watkins. Cross comes Agbadou to challenge him. The looks so good. His stats since coming in, he's been Wolves' best player on paper at least. Here is Guedes, pushing it on to Sarabia. 10 yards outside the box, returns it in. Here's a chance, shot and a goal! John Rickner Bellegarde, on his 50th appearance for Wolves, gives the home team the lead against Villa. That was a wonderful flowing move, and Molyneux explodes in celebration. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. Is this to be another Champions League hangover for Unai Emery?
Well, it's rocking, that celebration behind the goal. This pass was sensational, just on the back shoulder. Bellegarde was just waiting, and then I felt he didn't have much room. Was he going to go across the goalkeeper? The build-up was good. He goes near post, he doesn't go across, but just this pass now on the shoulder, which look along the line, keeping him on. The goalkeeper, he's had so many, how well he's done. If he's so disappointed that he gets done at his near post, he's got to save it. He can't let that one past him. But wonderful run. Sarabia was the pass, just that little reverse pass, and the run on the shoulder and the timing. Great goal.
He's taken that really well. Bellegarde's second Premier League goal of the season. And as Michael says, questions will be asked of Emi Martinez. And he's looking at the stats this week. You know, since joining Aston Villa this season, he's had the lowest save ratio in Premier League games, and beaten at his near post from what was admittedly a almost perfect finish. You can't hit it better than that, but goalkeepers never like to leave him in at the near post.
No, they don't, and that's the one area I felt it was going to be tough to get it across, but they go again now. Villa.
Garcia just tackled by Cunha, who tracked him back. Villa want to win another corner here. They succeeded doing so. Aston Villa trailing early away at Molyneux here on BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. Yeah,
you know, goal went in. He tried to lift his players, like having that momentum, but being shocked. Good reaction since the goals went in, that they can get up the pitch, getting around it, but you have a set piece, you've got to stay tight. A couple of passes from Wolves, and that lovely ball in behind, make runs into areas. Things happen.
Villa, who conceded early against Newcastle on Boxing Day, and they went on to lose 3-0, and Unai Emery will be concerned that his team are behind early here. Here's the corner delivery from Luca Dean. Huddler plays at the front post. Rogers feeds it back to John McGinn. Left-footed shot deflects off a defender, and out for another Aston Villa corner. Wolves 1, Villa 0.
Yeah, John McGinn gets a sight, pushes it out with that left foot, tries to go far corner. Wolves players desperate defending. If it was Cunha who gets that block as he drifts over the bar now, another set piece, another opportunity. You know, Villa can work these type of chances. All the staff are up, giving the information.
Most of the Villa attacking players in around the edge of the 6-yard boxes. Luca Dean prepares to send this in. Molyneux buzzing. Wolves leading Villa so far. Dign's left-footed cross comes in, headed by Cunha, controlled by Guedes, and he sends it away, powering left-footed high up into the air, doesn't go very far. Tielemans with a great first touch tries to control it. McGinn that was actually, but here is Kamara, gets it back down on the deck under pressure from Sarabia, and Boubacar Kamara with a cheeky little back heel, and in slides Bellegarde to get there ahead of Konza. Wolves have got their feathers up here, they're enjoying this.
Mate, what's he doing? There, back heeling it on the halfway line under pressure like that.
That is a midfielder not feeling comfortable playing central defence.
I don't know what he was doing. He was thinking, well, I'll have a go. It was so cool, wasn't he? And then it ran out of space, and it's just ideal. You see the Wolves players' face light up throw a challenge in, get the fans right behind you.
Other stories today, Fulham went behind up at Newcastle but came back to win 2-1. Rodrigo Muniz and Raul Jimenez with the goals there for Marcus Silva's team. And Chris Wood got a hat-trick for Nottingham Forest as they beat Brighton 7-0. You can watch all the action, 10:30 tonight. BBC One match of the day. Free kick to Wolves as John McGinn goes hurtling into a challenge, and Andy Mannix shows him the first yellow card of the afternoon. The Villa captain booked.
Yeah, there was contact. Just had to get a little look at it. It was sort of the bottom of his studs into Aït-Nouri's foot, and that will be saw down the instep sort of side of the foot, and that ankle bone. We've had a few of those, Connor.
So just a little delay in play here as Aït-Nouri gets back up to his feet, and it will resume play with a free kick to Wolves' left full-back position. Unai Emery's having a little laugh with the fourth official down there, but inside he'll be concerned. Villa, who did so well in the Champions League on Wednesday, but this has become a worrying trend for them, that doing well in the Champions League appears to be affecting how they're doing in the domestic Premier League, as Luca Digne jumps, wins a header, but Bellegarde is at a good start to the game, nips in and gets it, and then Sarabia crunches in on Luca Digne, and Doherty comes to help out too, and Wolves at the moment are winning so many of the 50-50s, and they win this throw-in as well, and the crowd cheering any decision that goes their way at the moment.
They were all stuck waiting which way to give it. I felt like it was going that way to Wolves. Tomato gets the ball, but Luca Digne just on the floor, waiting to see if there was any help, but atmosphere is really, really good here. Set it up. I think this is the start we wanted for the neutral to get an interesting game.
Sarabia loses possession as McGinn lunges in for Villa, and then John McGinn is fouled by Nelson Semedo. Free kick to Aston Villa just inside the Wolves half. 1-0 to Wolves. Sarabia's excellent pass picking out Bellegarde. And Sean Rickner, Bellegarde on his 50th appearance for Wolves, getting his 4th Premier League goal since joining the team at the start of last season. This is Tielemans, back to Boubacar Kamara, just inside the Villa half. Villa in their traditional claret and blue shirts, the white shorts, the sky blue socks. McGinn on the halfway line, rolls it back to Ezra Konsa. And last Yuri Tielemans, back to Konsa. Villa continue to retreat, and now it's all the way back to Emi Martinez. Villa playing right to left as we look down. Kamara tries to play it out. Luca Digne, infield to Ramsey. Excellent first touch to control that, because he'd Andre breathing down his neck. Now this is McGinn near the centre circle, back to Tielemans. Villa trying to get things moving here. Rodgers, who's been in great form lately, and Watkins sends it out to the right wing, where there's no one marking Andres Garcia, and he can creep in closer to the Wolves penalty area. Gives it back to Bogard in a more central location, and then back to the centre circle again, and to Ezra Konsa. Villa trying to calm things down, trying to play it at their tempo after what's been a rocking start for Wolves, who will feel that they are deservedly in front here with 19 minutes on the big stadium clock. Tielemans inside the centre circle, back to Ezra Konsa. John McGinn, Bogard, Andres Garcia puts it too far in front of Rodgers. Tutti Gomez with the head start will get there first, and then it's not a good clearance though from Tutti Gomez. He's given it straight back to Garcia. Villa remain on the attack here. Wolves should have cleared that away. Tielemans back to Kamara, slightly left of centre, and he's got Digne available outside him on the left hand side. Back into the middle again. This is more composed from Aston Villa, but they're not necessarily getting into the Wolves penalty area. Konsa over to Andres Garcia once again, a player that Unai Emery, we're told, has been tracking for a long time. He's been monitoring his progress. This hasn't been an impulsive buy. This is someone that Villa have been looking at for a long time. That's good play. Sarabia shielding the ball from Tielemans, drawing the foul in, and it's a free kick to Wolves just inside their own half. Michael Brown.
Yeah, just looking at Sarabia, he's asking for a yellow card. There was contact around the sort of the back of his head. He's already falling. I've asked the referee to be a little bit lenient. He was asking for a yellow card, he didn't give it. We don't need to be seeing that so early. Yellow card, great flick.
Here come Wolves. Low, early ball in by Cunha was dangerous, and Luca Digne takes no chances, puts it out for a corner. corner to Wolves, who, when they have come on the attack in this game, they've looked very dangerous.
They have looked dangerous, want to play forward. It's a wonderful little reverse flick, and then the crosses early, right across the face. And when it's in behind you, you can't take chances. But Nouri there, fantastic. I do like him. He's someone I enjoy watching play.
So the corner's going to be taken by the Spaniard Sarabia. The right-hand side as Wolves come forward. And it's a very busy 6-yard box ready to receive this. Sarabia plays it towards the front post. Kamara got up well. Cleared away by Andres Garcia. And cleared all the way back to the halfway line, where Nelson Semedo is the deepest lying Wolverhampton Wanderers player. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. If you're just joining us, good goal from Bellegarde. There's possession with Wolves and Andre midway inside their own half. Plays it over to the near side. Nelson Semedo. This season he's been amongst the best in the Premier League for defenders providing assists. Does like to bomb forward down the right-hand side, Nelson Semedo, and he's up almost like a winger at the moment with Wolves in possession. Good back heel by Cunha, but well anticipated by Andres Garcia. Heavy touch though, and he shows too much of it to Bellegarde, and Bellegarde has got pace here. Gueda screaming for it, looks to be offside, comes in low. Semedo comes to join the attack, back out to Bellegarde. Here's the cross, Sarabia arriving, and Digne does just enough. Villa under pressure, put it out for a corner. And another lightning-fast Wolverhampton Wanderers counter-attack there.
Yeah, the tempo and the pace was really, really good, putting Villa on the back foot. Semedo almost gets it because the pass wasn't good, the initial cross, and then they go again. The next one from Bellegarde was fantastic. It was a teaser, just drifted. Goalkeeper Martins is stuck, he can't step forward. He just waits, and Cadena back post. Really, really good defenders, it clears it.
Delay here because Emi Martinez is sitting on the ground inside the goal mouth. The referee waves on some treatment for the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Just a reminder that there are a few games coming up tomorrow. 3 in the Premier League. At 2 o'clock Brentford host Tottenham. It's Manchester United against Crystal Palace, and all building up to the big one on 5 Live. Arsenal against Manchester City is the 4:30 start in the Premier League. The 2 clubs that have been in the top 2 in the final standings over the last couple of campaigns.
Yeah, just looking at Emi Martinez there, he looks quite comfortable as the medical staff are in around him. It's almost like, I'll stay down, I might have a little bit of a problem, we're under a lot of pressure here, I need to calm it down, because he's sort of having just a normal conversation with them.
It tends to be the goalkeepers who go down in those circumstances, because of course they're the one player on the pitch who doesn't have to leave the field having received treatment. So that'll Villa defence. But it will be a Wolves corner. Wolves have looked sharp, they've looked creative, they haven't looked like a team in the relegation zone in the early stages of this game. A draw could move Wolves out of the bottom 3 tonight. Really intense concentration of players right in on the goal mouth in front of Martinez here. He's got 6-7 bodies within 2 metres in front of him. And the goalkeeper, who's trying to wriggle and find some space. I mean, he's a big lad, he's able to look after himself, Martinez, but he is crowded in there.
But you know what they're doing as well. They know he's going to push you back. You're going to be in and around his toes, just sort of gaining any little advantage just to knock him off concentration.
Doherty is trying to play as the buffer stand in front. Ball comes in to relieve pressure for the visitors. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. 6:06 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage coming up at the conclusion of this game. Unai Emery, who doesn't have a great record against Wolves, he's had just 2 wins in the 8 games that he's managed against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the past. Villa trying to play it out with a free kick in the right back position. Again, it's Sarabia went crunching in and gave away the foul there.
The referee seems to be enjoying himself, smiling away, and he's under a little bit of pressure. It was good footwork from Konza, and he just falls down after the contact, and you see the disapproval from those supporters. They'll booze her out, but now they take the time, they don't play, realise they're going to go over the press.
We've 2 episodes of the Football Daily in focus this week. You can listen to Artist Lot with Gary Lineker live now on BBC Sounds. You can also watch that interview on the iPlayer, and there is an in focus with Alexander Isak and Alan Shearer, which is also available on BBC Sounds, and I presume we'll be able to watch that as well on the iPlayer. If not today, very quickly. I believe it is already up there. Shearer speaking to a very much in form Alexander Isak at the moment are worth listening out to on the Football Daily feed.
Have you featured on the commentators podcast yet?
I have. I've been on there, yes. Last of the summer wine, as Mark Chapman calls it.
It's some interesting chats on that, that's for sure.
Absolutely. No, very much in demand John Murray is. I had to step in for him, and I think about the third week of the podcast. It's trying to get those big names like Murray to show up every week is going to be that'll be the task for that particular production.
I'm not sure he will. Not sure he'll turn up off too often. He'll be busy prepping, won't he, I think, for the Arsenal game, I'm sure.
But what I can genuinely say about that is listening to that podcast is like, sitting, having a drink or a cup of tea in the pub with those guys. It's a really relaxed chat. It's worth listening to. They've got some fantastic stories about life on the road as a football commentator on 5 Live. Here at Molyneux, Wolves in front. The man who scored the goal that has them in the lead. Bellecourt clearing away from a left full-back position. Guedes runs into Kamara. Villa regained possession. Tielemans at the halfway line. Jose Sa, away to our left, has yet to make a save in this game, Michael. We've played 26 minutes now, and I think Vitor Pereira will be very pleased at the flow, the tempo of this game.
100%. You just watch the tempo, so it's nice to the eye. They're trying to play into little positions. Wolves are trying to narrow off centrally. I do feel if they go and spin it one touch and then get into the wider positions quicker, that's going to allow Dean to get the crosses in. Ollie Watkins in the space because he's just been closed up because of that high line and that narrow midfield in front.
So Wolves' next 4 games, including today, all against teams in the top half of the table. But if they can play like this, ruffling a few feathers, Konza inside the centre circle, rolls it short to Kamara, up to the feet of Jacob Ramsey, twists one way, turns the other. But all he can do is retreat, and
they're happy, aren't they? They're happy. Look, this Wolves side now are set in that shape, Connor. They don't have to go anywhere. Say, okay, you just keep moving it. We've got the lead. I don't think it'll last for too long. They will start to stretch it. They've got to.
Kamara coming forward left channel. He's got Luca Digne up ahead of him. Gives it into the feet of Ramsey. It's still a good 15 yards outside the penalty area, and Villa give up possession again. Nelson Semedo gets it back. Now can Wolves play their way out? Lovely touch from Andre. Here comes Nelson Semedo, powering up over the halfway line. Cunha wants it early. Guedes too. Terrible ball from Nelson Semedo. That was a real opportunity as Guedes turns and he waves his arm to say, come on, whip it in earlier.
Well, he had to go at him first, then realised I'll go with the other reaction as if to go, unlucky, come on, try. It was going to be a special ball to whiz that round. I think he was offside anyway. The run was too early.
Here come Villa. 1-0 down, away at Molyneux, where they've dropped points in each of the last 2 seasons. McGinn gives it to Bogart. Bogart back into Konza. No real high press from Wolves. They're just holding the line across the halfway line as Villa remain in that area. Luca Digne left hand side. Unai Emery pointing fingers, shouting on orders. Villa yet to get going. Konza. Low ball into the feet of John McGinn. He dinks one over the top. Now that's an interesting ball if Luca Digne can get there, but it bounces away from the Frenchman, who is unable to keep it in play, and that goes out for a goal kick. Wolves continuing to keep Aston Villa at bay.
They're doing it well. There's the shape out of possession. That line is really, really disciplined. And it's how do Villa, with all the quality they have in the middle area, you see McGinn coming off the line, Rodgers, and those players you've got to get turned around. Tielemans can make them tick as well, but if they don't do it with pace and tempo, which they've got something to fight for. But I think that's one thing they have struggled with, Connor, after the Champions League games, is that intensity. High sprint distance is dropping, and you do get and understand the level that they've got to perform at in the Champions League.
Here comes Agbadou powering up over the halfway line. He's a great sight when he's in full flow. Then Tommy Gomez goes down. It's going to be a yellow card for Yuri Tielemans. Yellow card, second of the game for Villa. Free kick to Wolves midway inside their opponent's half.
Do you know, there's hardly any contact from Tielemans there. And he's always saying, I'm with him, I'm running, my arm's touching him slightly, but it's almost, he's running so quick and trying to change direction that he's off balance. And once that little hand comes towards his back, he's sort of tripping and falling. I might be getting too soft.
Yeah, just to confirm, I think I'm getting soft because I've given that to Tielemans. The yellow card's been shown to Morgan Rodgers there. So yellow card for Rodgers, he joins McGinn in the referee's notebook. Free kick to Wolves, who'd love to get a second goal here, as we are bang on the hour mark at Molyneux. John Rickner's goal, his first here at Molyneux in the Premier League for Wolves. His others have been away from home. And now Sarabia standing over the free kick with the long sleeves and the gloves, raising his right arm as a signal to the teammates in the middle, but waiting for the instruction of the referee Andy Manley. Here it comes. Sarabia's left-footed ball in. No one marking at the back post. Agbatu heads it down and Villa just about scramble it away. Wouldn't account it. Offside flag is raised.
A dangerous free kick. The ball comes across and then right around the back post. They're standing in offside positions, and yeah, as soon as the ball comes in, I think it was Totti Gomez who was in that sort of area. The assistant straight away put the flag up. It was well directed across and well defended. Good reaction on the second phase from Villa.
So Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. Kamara with possession just outside the Villa penalty area. Villa, who've now only had one clean sheet in the last 9 Premier League games. Totti Gomez, one of the 3 changes in Vitor Pereira's team today, rolls it back to Jose Sa, whose name we've hardly mentioned. Such has been the lack of pressure on the Wolves goalkeeper. Cunha, unable to keep the ball in play on the far side. Good work by Bogard. Lamar Bogard, who is a nephew of Winston Bogard, who played for Ajax, Milan, Barcelona, Chelsea. Mind you, you say played for Chelsea, he didn't play for them very often. He was on the books there for a long time, but he was a bit of a passenger. This is Nelson Semedo. This is Sarabia. Good work by Tielemans to cut it out for Villa. Now Ramsey forced back inside his own half. Good pressure again from Wolves. They are not allowing Aston Villa to settle it all here. Still Wolves 1, Villa 0.
I keep saying it again, they're not playing and moving quick enough, Villa. And that's me waiting for any chance. I'm in the midfield position and people are playing slow. You know the next pass, you're getting around their shoulders just to try and keep this tempo up in a derby game. When you're fighting at the bottom of the table, this would be a huge result, wouldn't it, for them if they could manage to continue.
In the coming week at 5 Live Monday Night Club on Monday with Chris Sutton, Theo Walcott and Rory Smith. We'll have sports news, 5 Live boxing in the Euroleagues on Tuesday. Wednesday sees the League Cup semi-final second leg. Newcastle have got a 2-goal lead against Arsenal, and they will be at home at St James's Park in that second leg of the semi-final. The other semi on Thursday. Liverpool trailing Tottenham, but that second leg is back at Anfield. And the live football continues on 5 Live on Friday. We're into the FA Cup 4th round, and Manchester United against Leicester is our commentary on Friday night on BBC. And Mateus Cunha dramatically throws his body on the ground because he felt he should have got something there. And the referee has heard a remark from Sarabia, and he's come back to show him a yellow card. So that's a first booking for a Wolves player in the game. And it's a free kick to Aston Villa, 20 yards outside their box.
The referee is getting it from all angles, isn't he? You see now the managers are asking questions to the assistant referee down on the side as well. The players are not happy. We're seeing them fall to the floor. The fans are reacting. So you do expect a bit of spice in this type of game, but it's not really flowing cleanly. That's what Villa want, to be more sort of smooth in transition, and Wolves are just breaking it up.
Wolves did finish this game with 10 men last season. Mario Lemina was sent off right at the end of the 1-1 draw. Lemina's not involved again today. He's told Wolves he wants to leave. So not amongst the substitutes. Here is John McGinn. Back to Kamara, right-footed ball. They're trying to release Ollie Watkins, which Villa have not been able to do at all in the game. Great close touch control for Watkins initially, but then Totti Gomez was in to win it off him and tries to spark another counter-attack here, controlled by Grealish, but he was off balance as he did so, and he's given possession back to Aston Villa and Kamara, who rolls it to Emi Martinez. Well, Ollie Watkins been in the spotlight this week, linked with the move to Arsenal. John Duran has left Villa, so he's the main recognised striker now, but he's hardly had a touch in this opening 35 minutes now at Molyneux.
He's not, because they're playing like this, so they're just stepping It's easy for that back three. He wants to crosses, he wants to get stretched, he wants a long run into the channels, and they've not played it all. I think they've got to do it.
Just confirming that Sarabia was booked for descent. Tielemans here looks for Ramsey, sliding in his Doherty. Well-timed challenge for Wolves. Tielemans, Rodgers both trying to go for the ball there. Rodgers ends up on the deck. Referee says play on. Ball over the top. Cunha running to put pressure on Kamara. Cunha's stolen it off him. Chance for Wolves. Saved by Martinez. Following up is Guedes, and he's put it wide. What a chance for Wolves. Cunha, who maybe took a fraction too long, got the shot away. That one was brilliantly saved by Martinez, but it fell into the path of Gonzalo Guedes, and he should have made it 2-0 to Wolves.
Oh, it's a massive chance. It's one sort of long diagonal ball, and Kamara's just waiting. Cunha just pinches it off him, and he's got all the time. He goes to reverse it. Martinez sees it down the right, and then the rebound. It just misses that far post. Emery's going crazy about it. Could have been a foul in the build-up to it.
It's been a decent first half, this, particularly for Wolves. Plenty of entertainment. Martinez keeping this deficit for Aston Villa, just the one goal for now. They'll be getting underway shortly for the second half in Dublin. Ireland trailing England 10 points to 5 in the Six Nations. Here is Garcia attacking down the right-hand side on his Villa debut and winning another corner for his team. Last touch off Mateus Cunha there. 1-0 to Wolves, the goal from Bellegarde.
I just can't stop watching the manager, Unai Emery. He's going crazy. The passion, the desire, what he's showing, he's so irate. Just look at him, he's still at it now. He's asking for everything. His players need to have a little bit of that fight also.
Breaking news from Dublin, try from Bundyaki. Ireland 10, England 10. Murley with a try, converted by Smith in the first half for England. Gibson Park scored Ireland's try in the first half. Bundyaki now in the second. Quarter's taken, whips through a busy 6-yard box, takes the last touch off a defender, and out for another Aston Villa corner. That must be 6 or 7 quarters Villa have had in this first half now. Yeah,
it's Cummings' work. They play short, and then it's a lovely ball, central, just flicked in. Konza rises, almost drops, it just drifted out for another corner. Will they go short? Will they put it in? It's all about the set pieces. You can see the directions have been given from the technical area.
37 minutes on the clock. Lucadinha prepares to take the corner. Villa would love an equaliser here. They've got 6 or 7 players on the edge of the penalty area, 6-yard box I should say, as this comes in. High hanging towards the back stick. Headed down by Doherty, miscued by Kamara. He's looped it up into the air. Then Watkins went in and collided with Jose Sá. The goalkeeper landing heavily. Don't think it was a bad foul or anything by Watkins, but they collided in the air and the goalkeeper seemed to fall awkwardly, and Watkins isn't moving either, so both players down on the deck and both sets of medical staff have been ushered on to the field. So we're going to have a little delay in play here at Molyneux. Wolves leading Aston Villa by a goal to nil, and Watkins, who was sort of underneath Jose Sá, the keeper didn't land on him, but Watkins is the last to get back to his feet.
When you watch what they do, if the goalkeepers come to take it, their knee comes up for that barrier, and as he sort of jumps, that left knee comes and it goes right into the back of Ollie Watkins. He doesn't even foul him. The referee gives a foul against him, and actually it's not. It's actually play on. That's what the Villa sort of staff are asking. Why is he stopping the game there?
Just a reminder of some of the scores from elsewhere. Liverpool beating Bournemouth by 2-0. They go 9 points clear at the top of the table ahead of Arsenal against Manchester City tomorrow. The David Moyes revolution of Everton continues apace. 3 successive wins for Everton. Abdoulaye Doucouré scored after 10 seconds. Everton beating Leicester 4-0. That defeat for Leicester, good news for Wolves. And 2 of the other teams struggling towards the bottom. Ipswich and Southampton played each other today. Southampton won that game by 2-1 at Portman Road. That's only their 2nd Premier League win of the campaign. Fulham went behind at Newcastle but came back to win 2-1. And Nottingham Forest had a field day at home against Brighton. They won by 7-0. Ireland, with a kick from Prendergast, have taken the lead in Dublin in the Six Nations. You can listen live on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Ireland 13, England 10 for now. Earlier on today in the Six Nations, Scotland beat Italy. Last night, France beat Wales. You always know that spring is coming, winter's beginning to end, and the Six Nations gets underway. We finally got through January. I thought the month was never going to end. It felt like there was 100 days in January. We're still not back underway, but everyone's back up on their feet. Everyone's going to be okay to continue, as medical staff have done their job, and Now, referee, is he... No, I was wondering, was he going to tell Ollie Watkins he's going to leave the field here, but he's not. Just telling him to stay outside the penalty area as the kick is taken there by Emmanuel Agbadou. Acrobatically cleared by Totti Gomez, controlled by Yuri Tielemans, taken down on the chest by Morgan Rogers. But there's pressure everywhere. Wolves have been full of energy, full of industry, not allowing any time or space for Aston Villa players, and Wolves impressively win the ball back. I mean, you look at this performance in this first half, Michael, and of course they've got to keep it up for the full 90 minutes, but you see Wolves today and you wonder how have they got themselves into this relegation trouble they are. As Sarabia wins a free kick, fouled by Ramsey. He cut back at himself, little chop turn Sarabia, and his standing leg was collided with by Ramsey. Not a huge touch, but Sarabia goes down. Free kick to Wolves.
It was really late to check. There's just a tiny bit of contact on his laces, and he knows that area, that position, make sure the referee's going to give that free kick. But it was a really good play, wasn't it? Semedo, little combinations. Andre initially trying to set off those triangles. He could have delivered it. He's composed, he waits. Now he's got an opportunity from a wide free kick. I'm going to in-swing it, put it right on top of the goalkeeper. Just a little touch needed.
Yeah, it's a dangerous position, this, for the left boot of Sarabia. Sarabia's excellent pass set up the goal for Bellegarde after 12 minutes here. Wolves still leading Aston Villa by a goal to nil. We've got 4 minutes to go to the break. And a hush almost descends over Molyneux here, ahead of this attacking free kick for the home side. So here comes Sarabia, short run up, left-footed, swinging in, flicked on, and flicked up and over the top. That was an opportunity, nearly, very nearly for Wolves. Last touch came off Kamara, and it's going to be a corner.
It was a really good delivery, right on point. Kamara raises very, very tall. Good touch over, but that's the type of delivery that was needed, and Villa were just adjusting.
Boubacar Kamara made 9 tackles in the game against West Ham last weekend. That was the most by any Villa player in a Premier League game in over 3 years. The corner comes in for Wolves. Defended the front post, back to Cunha, tries to deliver it again. Now John McGinn's clearance has gone straight up into the air, but out comes Emi Martinez, gathers it high above his head on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Aston Villa have got that under control again. 3 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half here at Molyneux. Successful first half so far for Wolves. They lead Aston Villa by a goal to nil here on BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. Konza, back to Martinez. High press this time from Wolves. Kamara, 10 yards from the byline, left full-back position, gives it up to Luca Digne. Villa going to try and play through the press. Good work by Tielemans. Little nutmeg on Nelson Semedo too. That's the kind of quality that Villa are going to need here as Watkins tries to take the charge up over the halfway line and into Wolves territory. He's got Andres Garcia available outside on the right. He's the debutant, the new signing from Levante for Aston Villa. Bogard with a touch. Back into John McGinn, just puts his studs on the ball, head up, scanning the horizon, looking for options, doesn't see anything he fancies. Plays a little 1-2 with Konza. McGinn has it back at his feet, short to Tielemans. Rogers gets involved. Ramsey out to the left wing to Luca Digne. Back to Ramsey to the byline. But hungry Wolves defenders prowling all around him. Combination of Bellegarde and Doherty, and the ball goes out for an Aston Villa throw. Michael Brown.
Yeah, just going back to that Tielemans, just that turn. Fantastic how he just sees what the space behind him, turns into it, then a nutmeg as he drives, but still the pace of their nice play is not hurting Wolves, it's allowing them to get back into the shape.
Wolves have half as many points at this stage compared to last season. That has really hurt this squad, who know they are capable of better. It's been much more like it today from Vitor Pereira's team, especially after their recent run. 4 straight Premier League defeats. Here comes Bellegarde over the halfway line, plays it for Quainish. Is he onside? He's in! He puts it wide again. 2 big chances for Gonçalo Quainish. The flag never went up belatedly. That might have been onside, you know. Are Wolves going to regret these 2 Quainish chances that they've not taken?
That was a brilliant, fantastic cutting ball right through the middle, but left-footed. He's got to do better. He just puts it wide. He's got to hit the target.
Well, they don't have Jorgen Strand-Larsen today, Wolves. Quainish getting a rare start in the team, and he's been given the quality of service you would have hoped for today. But not only has he not scored his 2 big chances, he's put both of them wide. You know, it's fair enough, you take a good shot and it's saved, or a defender in the line or something, but when you don't even hit the target, this level, with stakes so high, Wolves in the Premier League's relegation zone at the start of today, but hoping to climb out of it, you've got to take chances like that. You've at least got to take one of them. Here's Kamara on the halfway line for Villa. That's a let-off for Aston Villa. You know, in a parallel universe, Unai Emery's team, it's not unfeasible to say they could be 3-0 down here. Kamara into John McGinn. Short ball for Tielemans. They're trying to move through the gears of the midfield, Villa. Tielemans gives it to Lucadinho on the left-hand side. He's still 10 yards short of the penalty area. Back to Tielemans again. And in turn back to Kamara as the fourth official raises the board, and there will be 4 minutes added on for stoppages here ahead of the break at Molyneux. Foul on Ramsey, free kick to Villa. Can they make this count?
Well, they've got to, haven't they? They've got to look. Again, it's just nice. It's patient build-up from Villa, but with this type of game, there they go, another wasted chance. He's going mad again, the manager. Imagine what it's going to be like at half-time.
There'll be teacups smashed in the Villa dressing room, I think, at half-time. Unai Emery's doing his nut down there as Esri Konsa keeps the ball in play well on the far side. Now, can Garcia deliver? Corner angle in the penalty area. Gives it short back to Bogart. Lamar Bogart trying to break towards the penalty box again. Back out to the fullback, but it's a poor pass. It wasn't enough to reach Garcia, and Wolves are able to get it back again, and the Molyneux crowd are really enjoying this as pressure is applied on McGinn by Cunha, but Cunha fouls him. Free kick to Villa, they've taken it already. Yuri Tielemans near the centre circle. Touch back to Kamara, over to the near side to Lucadinho. That's a good ball up to Rodgers, but he's immediately challenged by Agbadou. Wolves get it back again. Grealish. Nelson Semedo on the right-hand side. Sarabia onside. Away down the right wing. Kamara's been dragged out of the centre to keep an eye on him. Sarabia isn't able to deliver to the teammates who are up with him. He's got to retreat. He goes back to Matt Doherty. Wolves hold on to possession.
He could have played it, you know, Sarabia into Semedo. Down that right, he'd been a really, really unselfish run. Actually, that type of quality has really been the benefit that Wolves have had so far in the first half. And just now a little bit scrappy. At the end of this first half, can Villa do anything to stop that manager's reaction that we're expecting to see?
Tielemans gives it away in the midfield. Ait-Nouri is chopped down by Lamar Bogart. Bogart's going to go in the referee's book for that. That's the 3rd yellow card in the first half for Aston Villa. Ait-Nouri does get back up to his feet, but he was crunched into there. It's another yellow card. It sums up the pressure that Villa are feeling here away at Molyneux and still trailing by a goal to nil.
He'd already slid in, hadn't he? And Ait-Nouri's seen it coming and then just pushed it, and then the momentum was inevitable. He just gets out the way. It's when you leave that leg long, that uncontrollable lunge that you've had can really be dangerous, and he's seen it. He flicked his leg away, luckily, but now Wolves are just desperately waiting for that whistle for half-time and playing in some nice areas. Movement's been good.
Ireland still leading in Dublin in the Six Nations, but it's tight. Ireland 13, England 10. Coverage continues over on our sister station 5 Live. Here is Totti Gomez, who got the winning goal against Villa in this fixture 2 seasons ago. The last time that Wolves beat today's opponents in the Premier League. Wolves in front here thanks to Bellegarde's goal after 12 minutes today. Good work by Andre in the midfield. It's a good ball. Cunha's a real fighter. He's been able to hold off Garcia. Crosses into the penalty area. Well slid in by Konsa, but he can't clear it. Cunha shoots. It's on target, and it's saved by Emi Martinez. Well, Mateus Cunha, in glimpses, has looked really good today.
I think they've done that, haven't they? Whenever they've gone forward, they've had that intensity, Wolves. And the runs are good, and forward passes like this, another one.
Here come Wolves again, and Grealish is in again. Can he take this one? Denied by Emi Martinez. Well, it's another chance for Gonzalo Grealish. This time it might well have been going on target, but the Argentinian keeper got out, smothered the shot, pushed it away for a Wolves corner. It's been a really good opening first half for Wolves.
It's been a lesson about people playing on shoulders and being able to run in behind. The way to pass, the one to play it forward on the ground in behind, making Villa turn around was exceptional. Another big chance. Emi Martinez comes. He's so big. He's got such a presence. And he makes himself big. Good save.
Villa playing with a very makeshift back four, with Kamara in there, with Andres Garcia making his debut. They don't look comfortable. In-swinger, trying to catch the keeper on the front post, and Ollie Watkins heads it out for another corner. I think Mateus Cunha was trying to score there.
Well, he's put it right in that position. Cunha is the one you've got to get on the ball, and it's so close to going in the roof of the net from Ollie Watkins, an own goal. If the delivery's that good, will it be right on point again? I think they need someone across that front area for the poor one.
Some big targets to aim for. Totti Gomez has gone forward. Emmanuel Agbadou. This one's higher, but closer to the goalkeeper, and Emi Martinez makes the save, the final action of the first half, and in frustration really, Martinez boots the ball into the crowd there as he jogs off towards the tunnel for the break. So Villa out of sorts, and are they heading for another poor performance in the Premier League in a match coming directly after a Champions League game? The goal from Jean Rickner Bellegarde on his 50th appearance for Wolves. He scores his first goal here at Molyneux. A really well taken goal, but Wolves will feel that that was no flash in the pan, and over the course of those opening 45 minutes, Wolves have had by far the greater number of chances, really dangerous chances too. If there's any regret for Vitor Pereira, it's that the margin of victory here is only 1-0 at the moment.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So good intensity. What they've been is disciplined, out of possession, in very, very good shape because of the way Villa are approaching it. Yes, it's nice to the eye, some really nice football, attractive talent, Tillemans turning, and then obviously into Ramsey, and from there on, Wolves are just set, and then they break so quickly, really, really sharp, good runs in behind, and it could have been worse. Villa's action on goal is non-existent.
Now, any time over the last 18 months, in this scenario, 1-0 down at half-time, we would say, right, Villa can bring on John Duran. He always scores off the bench. They don't have that option today now.
No, they don't. It's going to have to be different, but for Ollie Watkins, obviously he's doing his defensive duties there. He's not had the service, to be fair to him, because of the game so condensed in the middle of the pitch, the way they're playing. He needs to be running, he needs to have those little angle runs into wide areas, but you've got to be able to spin it in behind, and obviously frightened of something. They're trying to control it, maybe because of that game in the middle of the week. That might be something they've learned from, but yeah, they haven't got much option now in the striker department, but they've got enough players to create, to score, to make more sort of goal attempts than we've just seen there.
Right, Unai Emery's team with it all to do away from home here in this 5:30 kickoff in the Premier League at Molyneux, where Wolves are hoping that today they're moving out of the Premier League relegation zone. Bellegarde's goal has Wolves in front. We'll have the full second half to come here on BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. But over halftime, let's get some reaction from the game and the news and the stories from earlier on this afternoon. Here is Mark Chapman bringing you up to speed with all the other scores.
Earlier in the Premier League at lunchtime, Nottingham Forest 7, Brighton 0. And then at 3 o'clock, win for the leaders Liverpool at Bournemouth 2-0. David Moyes' Everton continue to go up the table. They thrash Leicester 4-0 at Goodison, couple for Beto as well. Ipswich beaten at home by bottom of the table Southampton. That finished 2-1. And Newcastle beaten at home by Fulham this afternoon. They were a goal up at the break. Fulham came back in the second half to win 2-1. Liverpool 9 clear at the top of the table this evening after a 2-0 win at Bournemouth. Here's Arne Slot with Andy Gillies.
Arne, congratulations. Was that as difficult a game as you expected?
Yeah. Exactly as expected, because this is what I already knew when we played them at Anfield. 3-0 up at half-time, second half incredibly difficult because they just kept on going. That's a mentality you not often see. And then after that game, they just kept on winning over here, were 11 games unbeaten. And there's a reason for that, because this team works incredibly hard. They're so intense, just keep running, keep fighting. So we had to do, as a minimum, the same to even have a chance to win here, and that's what the boys did. But it was, as expected, a very difficult game.
You've talked about them. Let's talk about your team. So the reaction from your team to that Bournemouth performance, the way they played, how pleasing was that for you?
In the end, I think both teams had chances to score a goal. We were 2 times lucky with them hitting the post. Yeah, we of course have Mo Salah, that helps. But before that helps, you need to work so hard as a team and defend so well as we did. Then in the end, the quality of Mo can make the difference if you work just as hard as them.
We were behind his shot for the second goal. It was just magnificent. And that quality that he brings you is something special. Is that the difference between you and the others, to have someone like that in your team?
I think if you work in the Premier League, there are many great players, and Mo is definitely one of them. And this season he's been outstanding for us. But to only think that we can win games because of Mo, that would be also not realistic. If you look at the amount of effort the whole team put in, tried to prevent the other team from scoring. And if you look at the second goal, it's a brilliant setup, brilliant attack as well. Or brilliant, but it was a very good setup and a very good attack as well to get him in that position. But the difference between the two teams today is maybe that they were in those positions as well, and then it hit the post, or we blocked the shot, and with Mo it ends up in the top corner.
So a 4-0 win for Everton at Goodison over Leicester. They're 9 clear of the bottom 3. And with that win, they've gone above Tottenham this evening. Here's David Moyes with Sarah Mulkerrins.
Well, David, 10 points clear of the relegation zone and 3 wins in a row. Life must feel pretty sweet at the moment.
Well, certainly sweeter than we felt probably a couple of weeks ago. But look, great credit to the players for another outstanding performance at times in the game. Not all the time, but at times, and it's good to see that they're making good progress.
Did you expect that first half to feel so easy or look so easy for your side?
No, I don't think that for a minute. I think when you get a goal so quickly as we did, it gave us a great confidence boost. You know, I think it was after about 8 or 10 seconds. So it was a great start for us. We backed it up with a second goal as well, which gave us something which allowed us to sort of play and just wait on Leicester a little bit, and to be fair, we were a bit unlucky not to have scored a few more goals at that time. We'd one ruled out for offside, and we had a couple other threats as well. So I thought at times the first half performance was very good. In
terms of what this will do now for the team, does it allow the shoulders to drop and relax a little bit more? Are you feeling like you're getting a bit more of your philosophy across to them?
Well, I think we've played well in the games. I really do. I think we've passed it well. I think we've made a lot of opportunities to score, missed a few as well, which can happen. But I have to say that I'm glad the way we're playing. I think we're playing well. I think we're doing a lot of good things. The players are trying to improve. We've got loads and loads to do, and there's a lot we can try and make better going forward. But as it stands, the job's to make sure that we're a Premier League team, and obviously the last 3 results will go a long way to make sure that happens.
In the Championship today, earlier at lunchtime, Oxford won, 9-man Bristol City won. Plymouth came from a goal down to beat West Brom 2-1. Watford down to 10 were beaten 1-0 at home by Norwich. Derby have lost again. They've now lost 7 on the spin, beaten at home by Sheffield United 1-0. Hull 1, Stoke 2. Leaders Leeds hit 7 past Cardiff, finished 7-0. Millwall 2, QPR 1. Goalless between Portsmouth and Burnley. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Luton 1, and Swansea 0, Coventry 2. Leeds have 63, Sheffield United 61, Burnley 58. Sunderland have a game in hand, which is at Middlesbrough on Monday night. Blackburn have 45 and West Brom have 44. At the bottom, Plymouth 25, Luton 27, Derby 27. They are the bottom 3. Back to the Premier League. Southampton got a late winner, 2-1 at Ipswich. Here's Ivan Juric with Chris Coles.
Ivan, well done. That must be something of a relief to get that win under your belt.
Yes, of course. I think we did before some really good games. We deserved their points. We didn't concede it. And today we suffered because Ipswich was really good second half. But I think in the final we deserved these 3 points.
What does a moment like that do for the dressing room? There haven't been, I imagine, scenes like that there haven't been for a long time.
No, for a really long time. I think for the guys it's a real relief. I think that they have to believe that they can do it better than they do it before. They're working really hard, and we will see next game if we can still continue to win the games.
Did it have the feel sometimes of, we've been here before, you took the lead, you were pegged back, and Ipswich had a lot of the play in that second half?
No, second half, yeah. I think the first half we did really well until we conceded goal, and it was a really strange goal. And second half, I think I have to be honest, Ipswich was a better team, but we did good things in attack with Sulemana, and we deserve it, I think so, in the right moment.
8 points from safety. What is your view now? Is this something that you can use as a catalyst to string some results together and see where it gets you?
Oh, what I want is that players playing like this with lots of character try to do everything they can, working hard during the weeks, and then we will see it. Right? We have other games. I think every game, only game that I just have feeling that we cannot compete, it was Brentford, and against Manchester, against West Ham, Crystal Palace, we were competing, and I think there is some details we can do it better and take more points.
Finally, for me, Ivan, how is this for you? Because as head coach, as manager, you're the one that has to stand in front of the media and the fans and take defeat after defeat. Personally, for you, just how pleased are you that you can talk to us about a victory rather than a defeat?
No, first of all, I'm really happy working in Southampton. I think I want to change a little bit of mentality or way of working, and I have feeling that we are working well and that we deserve more. And I'm really happy for our fans because they're incredible. And today, again, lots of them enjoying with us, and this is victory for my players and for fans.
All the goals match the day, 10:30 on BBC One. Have your say on 6:06 at the end of Wolves Villa. Remember, Wolves leading by a goal to nil. Plenty more reaction on the BBC Sport website. In League One, wins this afternoon for Stevenage and Birmingham and Wrexham, Stockport, Northampton, Reading and Shrewsbury. All the other games ended as draws. In League Two, wins for Cheltenham, Notts County, AFC Wimbledon, Grimsby, Swindon, who won 5-1 at Carlisle, Doncaster, Morecambe, Newport, Port Vale and Colchester. The other games in that division ended as draws, including the one involving leaders Walsall, who came from 2-0 down at home to Salford to get a 2-2 draw. In the Scottish Premiership, Rangers and Celtic both play tomorrow. So in the 3 games at 3 o'clock, Hearts won 6-0 at Dens Park, beating Dundee. Hibs 2, Aberdeen 0. And St Johnstone, bottom of the table, got a 1-0 win at St Mirren's. That cuts the gap at the bottom between them and Ross County to 5 points. The story from the Scottish Championship is that Ayr went to the top of the table with a 2-0 win at Hamilton. In League One, previous leaders Arbroath were beaten 2-1 by Cove Rangers, so that means Stenhousemuir have gone top with a 3-0 win at Montrose. In League Two, leaders East Fife were beaten at Elgin, but they still have a 4-point lead over Peterhead.
And thanks very much to Mark Chapman for the details on all of the day's sporting news available on the BBC Sport website. This is Conor McNamara at Molyneux. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. Wolverhampton Wanderers leading Aston Villa in this Midlands derby by a 1-0. A very well taken goal. Sean Rickner Bellegarde scoring it on his 50th appearance for Wolves. His first goal here at Molyneux. Wolves, who had 3 other big chances for Gonçalo Guedes, but Villa keeping that deficit at just the 1 goal for now. Villa, whose 4-2 win over Celtic on Wednesday saw them finish 8th in the Champions League phase table, qualifying straight into the last 16. But there has been a sequence this campaign when, for the last 6 times in a row that Villa have played a Champions League match, they've not been able to win in the following Premier League game. And with no John Duran to spring from the bench here this evening, Unai Emery's side have it all to do here to try and get back into this game. Villa have got their FA Cup tie against Tottenham next. Aston Villa's next league game, middle of February, when Ipswich Town will be the visitors to Villa Park, and Chelsea will go to Villa Park after that in the Premier League. So a run of home matches to come for Unai Emery's team. But here away at Molyneux, this is a game that they're going to have to roll up their sleeves and try and get stuck in. While we were away with Mark Chapman listening to news of today's other footballing scores, well, Ireland are beginning to run away with things in Dublin. Ireland 27, England 10 now. Tries from Gibson Park, Aki, Byrne and Sheehan have Ireland in control there on the opening weekend of the Six Nations. Earlier on today, there were wins for Scotland against Italy. Last night, France beat Wales. Here come Wolves. Back out, greeted out with much enthusiasm from Wolverhampton Wanderers fans. You know, there was a good buzz outside ahead of kick-off. Wolves fans gathering at the Billy Wright statue, smiling with his copper face. Jack Hayward stand, all abuzz with optimism. They realise that Villa could be vulnerable today, and that's how it's appeared so far in the first half. Michael Brown is back with us. Michael, what do Villa need to do to try and turn this around?
I think they've got to look at their pace, their tempo, the desire, and I'm sure the manager would have said straight away, we can't get any worse than that. You mentioned in the commentary what he was going to be like and how he would have reacted. I'm sure he's just gone and done that in the dressing room. We look like we're going to see changes as well, which I'm sure you'll tell us about it. And that reaction is going to be needed quickly, but they just were laboured, they didn't pass quickly, they didn't create any real opportunities, and they can only get better. They're lucky that it's only one, Connor.
Do you think Unai Emery isn't happy with the team's performance?
Yeah,
he's about to bring on a quadruple substitution. 4 changes in one as Unai Emery demands a complete sea change in the attitude, the performance of his players. He's going to bring on Maatsen and Onana and Bailey and Mallon. Daniel Mallon, the new signing, the Dutch international who made his Villa debut as a sub against West Ham last weekend, and he's going to come on again here. So Maatsen's going to replace Digne at left back. Onana will come on for Ramsey. Bailey for Watkins. And Mallon, who likes to play down the right-hand side, is coming on in place of Andres Garcia. fresh legs, they hope a few fresh ideas, Villa.
Oh, I did think he was going to have some reaction. You imagine what he'd have been like in that dressing room. I think he's gone to town on them. I really do. And he's just said, right, we've got to shake it up fully. But what's interesting is if you said Watkins, you know, as he took that knock, he did take a heavy collision, didn't he, off the goalkeeper into his back. And now what are they going to do different? Because defensively, and the way they played is miles off what the expectation levels are at Aston Villa.
No changes from Wolves, no surprise with that, because Vitor Pereira will just want to see more of the same from his players. We're back underway. This is BBC Radio 5 Sports Extra. Closing stages of Ireland-England in the Rugby Over on 5 Live. They'll be joining us soon. But for the moment on this still evening, it's cold, but there's no real wind. There's not been any rain. Good conditions for a local derby. But Wolves making the most of it so far. Onana's first touch gives away possession, and nothing fancy from Totti Gomez as he puts the ball out of play. So Wolves have got Jose Sa in goal, Matt Doherty, Totti Gomez, Emmanuel Agbadou in defence, Nelson Semedo and Ryan Aït-Nouri are the wing-backs, Andre with Bellegarde, the goal scorer, in the middle of the midfield, Sarabia and Mateus Cunha pushing forward in support of Gonçalo Guedes. For Villa, well, it's a bit more patched together, their team. You know, this 11 have never played before alongside each other. You've got Emi Martinez in goal. You've got Bogard now playing at right back. Konza and Kamara, the two central defenders. Maatsen over at left back. Onana slotted in alongside Yuri Tielemans in the middle of the midfield. Then there's an attacking three. Malin one side, McGinn the other, and Rodgers in the middle. And it looks like Leon Bailey for now is the furthest advanced player, but it might well be Rodgers who plays the central attacking role. He's been in the goals lately, of course. Here is Bailey veering out to the right wing where he likes to be, attacking the Wolves penalty area. Little injection of pace. Aït-Nouri's got to be careful inside the box, but they're all working hard, and Andre gets back, and cheers from the crowd as Wolves put it out for a throw.
Yeah, they tried to get him behind, but the recovery runs were excellent from Wolves to get back into positions, but just trying to find out and see what that setup means for Aston Villa, what type of changes. But again, good run down the right hand side from Bailey, and they just started exactly how you would expect it. A bit more control, a bit more momentum. I just think move it across the back now, get it wide and start pushing this Wolves back five around.
Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. Amadou Onana gets it on the halfway line, plays a decent pass to Bailey on the right wing. Bailey running up against Aït-Nouri, comes infield of him this time and tries to send a crossfield ball looking for Maatsen, who's come forward into the penalty area on the left. Malin takes a touch, still inside the penalty area. Daniel Malin back to Tielemans, first touch back to Maatsen. This is all just on the edge of the penalty area that Aston Villa attacked. Villa, who are hoping that they'll be more on the front foot in this second period, but Malin can't control it, and it drifts through to Jose Sa.
Yeah, Malin looks like he's gone down the centre. Bailey on the right hand side. McGinn just was occupying that one where Bailey was. Now he's gone more central. Tielemans can just sit, being the six with Onana. Oh, now Wolves' turn. They just playing out, but what we have seen that first half, they've really changed quickly on the sort of momentum in behind wherever they've had forward passes, and the runs were good. They've just soaked it up, and now they've got something else to think about with the Aston Villa's changes.
Try for England in Dublin. Ireland 27, England 15 now. Tom Curry has scored a try to give England some late hope going into those closing stages, but there's not long to go, and Ireland still with the dominant lead. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0 here. 3 minutes played in the second half of Molyneux. Ryan Aït-Nouri has possession with the red boots, sends it away right-footed up towards Guedes, cut out by Yuri Tielemans, and then the whistle from the referee indicates a free kick for a foul on Onana. Free kick to Aston Villa, who have started this second half a little bit more like how they wish they started the first half. 1-0, of course, as we know, Michael, can be a very perilous lead in the Premier League. That can be gone in an instant.
Yeah, very quickly. You see John McGinn now, that left foot, looking to try and put the ball right around that back corner.
So John McGinn comes up left-footed. It's an in-swinger. It's too close to the goalkeeper. It's very easy pickings for Jose Sa. Villa will need to be better than that if they're going to get back in this game.
Yeah, be disappointed. Try for a bit more pace than normal, but it just literally travelled, and goalkeeper an easy take with no pressure. Yeah, the chances have got to be on point with the delivery. It's poor, it's end to end now, it's a little bit scrappy. Villa just trying to find that gap This is the area now, but they've got to play it behind.
This is stretching Totti Gomez, winning possession for Wolves on the edge of his own penalty area. Agbadou through Bellegarde. That's really good from Wolves. You can hear the applause from the crowd in the background as Ryan Aït-Nouri comes forward into Villa territory down the left wing. Turns and plays a sensible ball back to Bellegarde. Andre on the halfway line. Wolves just trying to reassert that dominance that they felt, the superiority they were able to control over Villa in the first half. Totti Gomez into Bellegarde in the midfield. Villa not exactly crunching in with the tackles here. They're sort of hovering over Wolves' players in possession, and there's no pressure at all here on Totti Gomez, and the visiting fans are bellowing at their players to get more stuck in here. Agbadou's pass in front of Matt Doherty, up to Sarabia, back to Doherty again. Wolves getting back into this groove that they enjoyed in the first half. That's a good ball. Nelson Semedo to the byline down the right-hand side, but the flag goes up. And I think he wasn't able to keep the ball in play there. It went out before he was able to cross it in. That is a goal kick to Aston Villa.
Yeah, he was travelling all the way towards that line. Was he offside? Just getting another look. Maybe that right leg, once the cross wasn't any good. The flag came up, but it's better from Wolves. Finally getting some good runs, getting some momentum. But now Villa's turn. What can they do? Can they get any control? I expect them to have much more control than we've seen for all the possession they've had. It's still limited in front of goal.
It is all over in Dublin. It's just finished in the Six Nations. Ireland have beaten England 27 points to 22. There was a late Freeman try for England, but Ireland winning that one by 5 points on the opening weekend of the competition. Here is Boubacar Kamara inside the centre circle, giving it over to Maatsen on the left-hand side. Maatsen, one of 4 substitutes who came on for Villa at half-time. Mallon works hard to win it back for Villa, but they're back on the halfway line with Kamara. There has been the introduction of these new players. There is an attitude from Villa that's been more on the front foot, but they're still not putting Jose Sá under pressure. Here comes Morgan Rogers, tries to bulldoze his way through, and he's fouled. Free kick to Villa. Shooting position on the edge of the penalty area. Michael Brown.
Yeah, you can see the reaction. It was a good run. It's a little bit of a sandwich. Doherty just goes tight. They're not pleased with the decision. Is it one? Is it a foul? He just tries to run over the top of it. There isn't much at all for me, but what a position now after this decision. The key area, and having a little look at it. It's dangerous. No wonder the goalkeeper's out, having a go at the referee.
Villa, who took off Luca Digne at half-time, he'd have fancied this with his left boot.
He went running out of the technical area and started shouting at the assistant referee.
Just you're going to be joining listeners on 5 Live. We're going to come and join us in just a moment here at Molyneux as we wait for this Aston Villa free kick to be taken. Early stages of the second half here in the Midlands. And you join us with Aston Villa trailing here by 1-0, but with a free kick on the edge of the Wolves penalty area. And Yuri Tielemans is standing over it. Wolves, who've been the dominant side here. They started the day inside the relegation zone, but Vitor Pereira's team hoping that they're moving out of the bottom 3 today. Villa out of sorts, as they have been so often this season in the Premier League game that comes directly after a Champions League assignment. But Tielemans with one of their better opportunities of the day. Can he get this on target? They've just made substitutions. They've taken off Luca Digne. Bailey rolls it short to McGinn. No one marking him, and it's worked brilliantly. Amadou Onana celebrates, but the flag is raised and the goal doesn't stand. A clever, rehearsed Aston Villa free kick move, but Michael Brown, they're offside.
Yeah, offside. They're convinced very, very quickly. Jose Sá is staying down. VAR going to have a little look at it. It was a really, really good free kick. It might not be, you know. It might not be. It was good down that left-hand side. You go to have a shot from range, but it's actually a late run. He slid it to McGinn, left-footed across, and you see everybody diving towards it. And it was Mallon on the back post, just right-footed, pushed it into the empty net because the ball was so good. This could get given.
Right, so as the free kick is taken, now it's a low, you know, it's a dummy to shoot by Bailey. He rolls it in low along the edge of the defensive wall. Certainly, McGinn was onside. There may have been another Villa player in an offside position, but that player was not involved. However, Morgan Rogers is deemed to be in an offside position, so they think he was involved. I don't think Rogers touched the ball there, Michael, but they feel the location he was in made him active. This is quite controversial, actually.
Does he block him, though? Does he block him as well, Connor? Is that why he's gone, to try and stop, to have any sort of chance of that ball getting intercepted? Big decision, big moment. It was very, very good. It was very clever. And what he does, he blocks him from the right-hand side. And what's all the save? Because he comes from an offside position. Is he affecting it? And he could be.
Well, listeners at 5 Live almost joining us. The key moment for Villa. They've not put Jose Sa under any pressure at all today. They've got the ball in the back of the net there, but it has been disallowed. Rodgers, as Michael illustrated, he was impeding the defender in an offside position. That made him active, even though he didn't touch the ball. And Donyell Malen will be disappointed, because that could have been a first goal for his new team for the Dutch international.
All that work there as well, just that detail, that 1% just didn't go their way. It was clever, wasn't it? It was really good. I do enjoy seeing things like that, and you can only imagine the staff, when they've worked in such detail, to be taken away is very disappointing.
And just for listeners who've joined us on 5 Live, an illustration of how disappointed Unai Emery was with the Villa first-half performance. He made 4 substitutions, a quadruple substitution at half-time. He brought on Maatsen at left-back, Amadou Onana into the midfield. Bailey came on for Watkins, Ollie Watkins, who started the game. Of course, remember, no John Duran anymore. He's gone to Saudi. And Donyell Malen also came on. He came on to replace Andres Garcia, who'd been making his debut. One in, Bellegarde will hoof it away. Jean-Rickner Bellegarde, who scored in the first half. That goal still has Wolves ahead here in Molyneux in this local derby. McGinn, strong in collision, but Doherty matching that intent, slides in. The loose ball has landed from Maatsen here, attacking down the left, tries to roll it in front of Malen. It's not a good ball. Easy pickings for Jose Sa in a game that is very nicely poised now, with relegation-threatened Wolves leading Champions League place, chasing Aston Villa here on 5 Live at Molyneux.
It's going now, end to end. It's picked up. You can hear the atmosphere. Good start to this second half. Villa had to change it. They had to grow in confidence. They had to start running. They didn't do enough of it in the first half, and it's got a little bit of a twist, this game now.
A day of some quite remarkable scorelines in the Premier League. Liverpool beat Bournemouth by 2-0 to go 9 points clear of the top, ahead of Arsenal's game against Manchester City tomorrow. The David Moyes effect continuing, with Everton hitting 4 against Leicester. That heavy defeat for Leicester, good news for Wolves today. Abdoulaye Doucouré scored after just 10 seconds in that match. It's the 3rd fastest Premier League goal ever, but what a day for Everton. Everton 4, Leicester 0. Southampton got only their 2nd win of the season as Tielemans shoots from miles out, but he's so far out that it was easy in the end for Jose Sa to just step to his right-hand side and to make the save. Fulham went behind up at St James's Park against Newcastle, but goals from Rodrigo Muniz and Raul Jimenez, so Marco Silva's team come back to win that game 2-1, so Newcastle beaten today. And what a day for Nottingham Forest. They played with the handbrake off. They beat Brighton by 7-0, including a Chris Wood hat-trick. Nottingham Forest record Premier League win. And this incredible season for former Wolves boss Nuno Espirito Santo continuing at the City Ground. Now, Malen into the penalty area, putting pressure on Toti Gomez. The defender had to stand his ground there, and they get away with it, Wolves. Now, can they turn defence into attack? Bellegarde to Ait-Nouri on the left-hand side. Villa have got to drag bodies back. Villa, who want to attack all the time here, chasing the deficit on the scoreboard, but now they've got to get back in defence as Bellegarde, left-wing position, is up against Lamine Bogarde. With Bellegarde against Bogarde, and Bogarde fouls him, and that's a free kick to Wolves. And, well, if you're cynical, you'd say he's bought that. It was his best option was to get a free kick, and that's what he's got for his team.
Yeah, Bellegarde v Bogarde. It was just literally a foot coming across him, and the contact again. There was enough. Referee on top of the situation, but they're going end to end. They're doing it with more tempo, more pace. Now a good opportunity. We've seen a few wide free kicks with sort of different type of delivery. This one needs to be a good one. They can maybe use the edge of the area. That's an option here. Villa looks strong in that sort of position with the aerial advantage that they have.
This 5:30 kickoff of the Premier League this Saturday evening. 5 Live and Sports Extra from BBC Sport. Mateus Cunha's ready to take the attacking free kick for Wolves. Plays it in towards the front post. Chances. The new signing, Agbatu, tries to shoot. He goes down inside the penalty area. There's all sorts of appeals. I think it was Toti Gomez who went down in the end. They were appealing for a penalty, Wolves, as Aston Villa clear the ball away. And the referee is asking Tielemans to delay taking the throw, so perhaps the video assistant referee is just having a look at this in the background.
There's a little bit of contact, you know. There's a little bit of contact on the foot, just behind it, on the slow-mo that I got the first time, but We'll see, and obviously whether they think that's enough, I'm not sure he does.
Andy Madley, the referee today. The video assistant referee is Matt Donoghue, assisted by Wade Smith. And they've decided that's not a penalty. Play back underway. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0 at Molyneux. Home fans dreaming that they could beat Villa, which they did in the league here 2 seasons ago. And last season, Wolves got a draw here, took points off Aston Villa. Here's Sarabia, I think, has had a very good game. Gives it short to Bellegarde. Retreats back into defence. Nelson Semedo, the captain, through Doherty, through Agbadou. And now Totti Gomez, one of the 3 changes in Vitor Pereira's team ahead of this one. Pereira, who had named unchanged Wolves starting 11s in the last 2 Premier League games before today against Chelsea and Arsenal, but forced into changes today. No Jorgen Strand-Larsen. And for listeners who've joined us recently on 5 Live, his replacement today, Gonzalo Guedes, had 3 big opportunities to score in the first half. The first 2 of them he put wide when he should have scored. The third was well saved by Emi Martinez. As here, Guedes is coming from an offside position back into his own half, but as the pass was played, he was offside, so it's a free kick to Villa. Groans from the Wolves fans. Play on, come Aston Villa, as to the byline. Bailey slips. Leon Bailey, as he swung his body to try and cross the ball in, his feet came away. Did he stand on the ball or something there? That was a really strange collapse from the Jamaican. And cheers from the Wolves fans. Goal kick for them. They still lead 1-0.
Yeah, he didn't half slip, didn't he? And then almost sort of bounced over the top of the ball, and then his body as well, as it just trickled out of play. And the frustration on the manager, Unai Emery, is getting more and more. It's growing. He demands so much from this team. It is a bit makeshift, that back 4, we know, but they just haven't really delivered, have they, in this local derby game? Wolves desperate in the position and the fight that they're after, and they've showed really good character. They'll be delighted so far.
Vitor Pereira has been shown a yellow card, the Wolves manager. We think it's for brandishing a imaginary yellow card of his own, trying to influence the officials, so he's been booked for that. In terms of the players of the pitch, McGinn, Rodgers, Bogard, all on yellows for Villa. Sarabia has been shown a yellow for Wolves. Free kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers on the halfway line. Totti Gomez plays it back to Emmanuel Agbadou, new recruit for Wolves, but he's become an instant hit with the fans. They like what they see about him. Matson under pressure, clears the ball away, but as he received it, Wolves are offside anyway, so that's going to be a free kick to the visitors. Aston Villa have got Boubacar Kamara playing as part of their defence today. They've really had to improvise in that regard. This is a good run by Matson down the left-hand side into the penalty area. Doherty goes across to try and put pressure on him. This is going to set up for Bailey. Shot on target, but Agbadou with the block in front of the goalkeeper Jose Sa, and Wolves' defence ensure the keeper didn't have to make a save there. Free kick to Villa. Yeah, just outside the penalty area.
Another good break, wasn't it? I thought the delivery wasn't that good, but then as it comes across, Bailey sweeps it in, but defensive line again. Middle centre-back Gomez. Agbadou, very, very good positional play, but now a central free kick. Have they got another one in the locker that they can change, they can direct, be a little bit clever with?
Yeah, last time Villa had a free kick from a very similar position to this. They had the ball in the back of the net, but disallowed due to Morgan Rodgers being offside. Bailey and Tielemans, the 2 standing over this again. It's slightly further out. It feels less likely they would shoot, but Jose Sa's taking no chances. He's erected a 2-man wall already. Mind you, Mateus Cunha has just walked away from that position. He's had another look at this. He said they're not going to shoot from that far out. It's almost exactly equidistant from the centre circle to the edge of the D, just to paint the picture in your head. Tielemans takes it. Again, it's a rehearsed move. Out to the left-hand side to Matson. Rodgers, who got a hat-trick in the midweek, turns, tries to shoot. Too many bodies in the way. Comes back down for Rodgers again, but he's back to goal. Down goes Mateus Cunha. Free kick to Wolves. And that will relieve a bit of pressure for them there.
Yeah, they try to be clever. It almost worked again. You can see how much they work on these set pieces. It almost opens up, goes left-hand side. It's put central, then it's set. And a turn from Rodgers, but then once he gets it away, he doesn't need to make a foul. His touch, it was under pressure straight away, and now we'll just move it around. They don't look really too confident, do they, across that line playing out?
You look at the teams above Aston Villa. Bournemouth, who were beaten today. Newcastle, who were beaten today. Manchester City, who play away at Arsenal tomorrow. Not an easy game. This is an opportunity for Villa to try and just make up a little bit of ground, get closer to that top 4 line. But at the moment, Unai Emery's team are trailing away from home at their near neighbours Wolves, and there's 25 minutes to play And an increasingly giddy Molineux as Wolves fans begin to dream that this could be their day. 1-0, always a perilous lead though in the Premier League as Aït-Nouri clears it away off balance and goes straight out of play. And that is a throw into Aston Villa. They remain on the attack and they're keen to get on with it. Bogard, Lamar Bogard, nephew of Winston Bogard, the former Chelsea player back in the day. This is Konza inside the centre circle. Wolves sitting just a little bit deeper now, and they've got to be careful not to get too deep and not to allow Villa onto them, because Wolves coming forward today have looked good. Malin controls, back to goal with the defender Agbadou all over him. Both players fell in a heap. Referee says play on. Here's Leon Bailey, crossing position for Villa down the right-hand side. Excellent control by Bailey. Tries to feed it infield again towards Onana. Cleared away by Totti Gomez, only as far as Bogard. Wolves are finding it hard to clear their lines at the moment after wave and wave again of Aston Villa attacking. Maatsen onto Tielemans, steps into the penalty area. Left-hand side, tries to dink it in towards Malin, but he's well policed, and Emmanuel Agbadou is able to head the ball away, and Wolves are hanging on. Here come Villa again. Tielemans to Morgan Rogers, into the penalty area, tries to cross left-footed, and Matt Doherty puts it out for a corner. This is probably Villa's best spell, and they're trying to drum up the enthusiasm of the travelling fans over near the corner where this kick is going to be taken by Tielemans.
Yeah, it's miles better because they're making runs, intensity, forward passes, and now here you go, 2v1. Wolves got to get out.
Maatsen, after the corner that was taken short, gives it to Kamara. Across now to John McGinn, who's back in the starting 11 for Villa. He slips and he looked like he handled it, but he's lost possession anyway, so the referee says play on. Bellegarde, whose early goal after 12 minutes, still has Wolves in front here. That's a great pass. Bellegarde, cross-field to Sarabia, cutting in on his left boot, sends it into the centre. Cunha stretches, just couldn't get there. He did really well to get goal side of the defender, Mateus Cunha, and inside the 6-yard box, any touch at all could have doubled Wolverhampton Wanderers' lead, but Aston Villa mightily relieved that Cunha couldn't get that touch.
Yeah, it was a great ball, back post. You see Cunha just getting any sort of part of his body on that back post. It just didn't fall for him, but it's amazing, isn't it, how Villa just looked like they were going to score. Wolves come out.
Here come Villa again. Maatsen, who's been bright since coming on as part of that quadruple half-time change by Unai Emery. He's brought on fresh legs. They've brought a few fresh ideas, but Villa still trail here. Tomorrow, Brentford host Tottenham at 2 o'clock. It's Manchester United against Crystal Palace, also at 2 at Old Trafford. And all building up tomorrow to Arsenal against Manchester City. It's the 4:30 kickoff in the Premier League, a game you can listen to here on BBC Radio 5 Live. John McGinn for Villa, midway inside the Wolves half, but Wolves are working hard out of possession, and they force Villa back to the halfway line again, Michael Brown.
Yeah, they do. The shape's good, the determination, those distances that just keeps trying to squeeze it wherever possible. I think for me, like I said before, it's the wide areas. If they do it earlier, Villa, Wolves look dangerous when they get the ball though.
We are midway through the second half. Mateus Cunha charging at Bogard here, trying to go around him on the outside. Bogard, who's got youthful legs, just holds his ground there, sprints back, remains goal side, and ushers and shepherds the ball out for a goal kick for Emi Martinez away to our left. So the big controversial moment in this second half is that disallowed goal. Daniel Malin feeling that he might have scored his first for Villa. So we've had confirmation from the Premier League. Here is the outcome. They say the referee's call of no goal due to an offside offence, checked and confirmed by VAR, with Rodgers in an offside position, deemed to be impacting the ability of Semedo to play or to challenge for the ball. So you call that spot on, Michael Brown.
Thank you. It's about time I got one right, Connor.
A stopwatch will be correct twice a day. No, that is very unfair. You call that absolutely right, as Aït-Nouri goes down here and looks towards the bench, and I think Wolves are preparing to make a change anyway, and across comes his teammate Totti Gomez to pick up his legs and press his toes back in towards his knees and just stretch out any bit of cramp that could be in the legs of the Algerian down there. This is a huge 20-25 minutes to come here at Molineux, for Wolves especially, but also for Aston Villa trailing 1-0.
Yeah, massive. What do you think he gets off me if he's down on the floor like that? Gonna get yourself up. Yeah. Come on, we're not doing cramp at this stage, are we? He wants to change though. He's given the one with the old finger where he said, I need to change, I can't carry on, which surprised me. We'll see if he can, or needs the movement now. Lots of activity for Wolves, but yeah, it's a really, really big game. This affects so much, doesn't it? Villa's capabilities of getting to that top four. They've got a decent month now ahead, and Wolves just keep looking over their shoulder.
Yeah, I think Aït-Nouri's going to be okay to continue here. Wolves quite content to just take the sting out of what had been a building momentum from Aston Villa over the last 5 minutes. The clock ticks on as the game gets back underway, just over 20 minutes to play. Jose Sa, look at Aït-Nouri go here. Nothing wrong with him there as he sprints down to the byline. Keeps the ball in play as well against Bogard. He's got the socks down low to Isak. That's brilliant as he pirouettes, drags the ball with him and slips in between two defenders to keep the ball alive for Wolves. Excellent from Ryan Aït-Nouri. Then Bellegarde gives the ball away. Villa tried to launch a counter-attack, but Malin can't bring it with him. And this is Emmanuel Agbadou for Wolves, who are preparing to make a double change. You can see down there that Tommy Doyle, the former Manchester City player, and Rodrigo Gomez, who's an attacking player, they're getting ready to come on here. Vitor Pereira, who's got to be delighted with how his team have played today, and he won't want to make too many changes. He won't want to disrupt the flow. Now it looks like Nelson Semedo's miles offside, but we play on for now. Nelson Semedo into the penalty area, and eventually the flag does go up, and Villa go crazy because that really did look to be well offside, but they waited until the play came to a halt before the flag goes up.
It's the frustration one, isn't it, where you're sprinting at full tilt, you've still got to go, someone's hamstring sort of plays up. That is the issue when the flag doesn't go ahead, but now here are those changes, Conrad.
So Rodrigo Gomez will come on in place of Gonzalo Guedes. There is no Jochen Strand-Larsen today. He's missed out on this game with a hamstring problem. And Guedes will be disappointed. He departs knowing he could have scored at least one, maybe two, maybe even three goals in the first half. He had two glorious chances and one really good one. Two of them he put wide as Rodrigo Gomez prepares to come on. Now, they've held up the number of Gonzalo Guedes, but there seems to be some confusion down there about who's actually coming off. Guedes has come over, but the Wolves backroom staff are asking him to stay on the field. Or maybe this is just a bit of a ploy to waste a bit more time, I'm not sure. Guedes does eventually walk off. So Rodrigo Gomez, 21 years of age, comes on, looking for his first Premier League goal. That's not right. He did score in the Premier League against Leicester last month, Rodrigo Gomez, and he scored in the FA Cup as well. But there is still a debate going on as to who's actually coming off. Sarabia's number was held up. They seem to be implying it could be Aït-Nouri who comes off. But at the moment, well, this is a farce now, because Gonzalo Guedes has gone off and nobody's come on, and they're playing. And it's almost like the officials are saying, you've taken too long, we're going to just play on here if you can't make your mind up. And Unai Emery is going bananas. He is bellowing, hopping, leaping, clapping, screaming, seething. He is, look at this, he's going nuts down there.
I think what might have happened is there might have been a mistake on the actual substitution number. So he's held it up and they say, no, it's not that one. I'm just wondering if there's that confusion, because Sarabia's come over thinking it was him because the border went up. Aït-Nouri is saying, is it me? It's a mess.
Well, the fourth official down there is Tim Robinson, and he's trying to be the ringmaster of a three-ring circus now, because everyone's complaining. The Wolves staff are complaining, the two players getting ready to come on are complaining, Villa are complaining, the clock ticks on, of course, and now that you've got to be careful here. One of the Villa backroom staff has pushed Gomez onto the field. Now that's not clever, and I'm actually surprised he doesn't get a yellow card. Not a huge job, doesn't knock him to the ground or anything, but you know, stay in your lane. You gotta stay out of that, surely. So Rodrigo Gomez now on for Gonzalo Guedes, and now the big cheer because the number does go up, and it's Aït-Nouri, and that substitution has taken about 4 minutes. I mean, it'll all be added on at the end, but that has severely disrupted the momentum that Villa were trying to garner here.
Look at the referee here. He's taking Unai Emery aside. He's sort of letting everybody know, and he's going to the manager and saying, listen, we've got it wrong. As it went smoothly, I will add the time on for you.
Yeah, it will all be added on at the end. John McGinn claps and he looks around, catches the eye of many of his teammates and says, come on, we can get back in this. Can Aston Villa rise themselves above what has been, frankly, a mediocre performance from Unai Emery's team today? They've had one goal disallowed, tight margins, but they've not had many opportunities. I mean, Jose Sa, apart from that disallowed goal, has he had a shot on target to save in the game? Not really, nothing threatening.
Yeah, nowhere near enough, is it? Tim Robinson there, he's still under pressure. He's got his blue card out. He said, well, the number was wrong. But, yeah, Villa have had the play, had possession, but nowhere near enough. Another good break up in the centre there for Doyle's first touch also.
This is 5 Live in Sports Extra for the BBC. This Saturday tea time game in the Premier League has turned into quite a battle. Wolves scoring early and hanging on to that lead, and Aston Villa being a bit sluggish in their attempts to get back into things. Ireland beat England 27-22 in the Six Nations in Dublin. Earlier on today, Scotland beat Italy. Last night, France beat Wales opening weekend of that competition, and the Rugby Union Weekly podcast has gone daily for the Six Nations. You can catch up with Chris Jones and the team, and they'll bring you all the reaction to these opening games, and it'll begin the build-up towards the second round of games in the Six Nations too. Here at Molyneux, Andre in possession for Wolves, and they've still got plenty energy in their legs. Mateus Cunha, head up, scanning the horizon, seeing what's on, playing a crossfield ball for Rodrigo Gomez, who tried to nudge it back in field towards Bellegarde. Down goes Bogard and tried to control it. It did look like a foul, but the referee says play on, because Leon Bailey, with tricky feet, briefly had possession, but then he gives it away again, and Mateus Cunha up to Bellegarde. That's a lovely back heel. Cunha, one defender between him and the penalty area. Mateus Cunha tries to take on Kamara, but he can't beat the defender. And then the referee gives the free kick to Wolves on the edge of the box. And the Molyneux crowd are really getting stuck into this. They believe with a quarter of an hour to go that they can hang on and win this game. 1-0 to Wolves for now at 5 Live.
Oh, Bellegarde with a little reverse flick. Cunha driving into central areas. Kamara defends well, Bellegarde follows up. There's a coming together, he knows it's a great position. Goes down, free kick, Emery not happy, but that pace, that tempo, that desire, as soon as Wolves want to get into forward positions, that's where they've been good today.
Monday Night Club coming up on Monday with Chris Sutton, Theo Walcott and Rory Smith. On Tuesday it's sports news, 5 Live boxing and Euro Leagues on 5 Live. Wednesday and Thursday night we've got the League Cup semi-final second legs for you. On Wednesday, Newcastle host Arsenal at St James's Park. Newcastle are leading 2-0 from the first leg of that semi. And on Thursday, Tottenham bring a 1-goal lead away to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Liverpool against Spurs, League Cup semi-final, second leg on Thursday. On Friday, we're into the FA Cup fourth round, and it'll be Manchester United against Leicester. You can listen to that game here on BBC Radio 5 Live. For the moment, in the Premier League, a free kick to Wolves, who are leading thanks to Jean Richner's Bellegarde's first goal at Molyneux. It's his 4th Premier League goal for Wolves, but all the others have come away from home before today, and now they've got a free kick, and Mateus Cunha's looking at this, and Sarabia is looking at this, and it's just outside the D, and it's definitely within shooting range, and it's going to be Mateus Cunha, and Emi Martinez makes the save. But before the ball was struck there, the referee's whistle had blown, and Doherty, who was trying to insert himself into the Villa wall, had caused some trouble, so the free kick's going to be taken again, Michael Brown.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Once this goes in, you get another go at it. It wasn't a great strike, was it? Comfortable for the goalkeeper down to the left-hand side. Will they change it up now? I think what they're trying to do is just get someone in the eye line. Sullivan's doing everything possible to stop it.
Mateus Cunha! Oh, it was very close. He went for the top left corner. Martinez wouldn't have got there, and it seemed to brush the top of the crossbar as it went over. It was dipping, and it almost got there. Good free kick.
Yeah, it was good, but I didn't feel like it was always... he was never going to really trouble Martinez. I think he might have got that. Not enough pace on it. But what amazed me that he got a second go at it. Just taking risks here. They don't need to do this, Villa.
Aston Villa beginning to run out of time at Molyneux. We've got 12 and a half minutes of normal time to go. Rodrigo Gomez wins a free kick for Wolves. Throw in for Wolves down the left-hand side. And they're doing well here at frustrating Villa's attempts to build momentum. Wolves are about to make an attacking change. Hwang Hee-chang, the Korean, is going to come on. Scored against Villa in this game last season, where Wolves took points off Aston Villa here at Molyneux in a 1-1 draw. Sarabia, who was booked early in the game for dissent, he was the player who played the pass, the assist for the Bellegarde goal, and I promise you it's worth watching Match of the Day tonight. I mean, look at the scores today. It's definitely worth watching Match of the Day tonight. But for that pass alone, that was a brilliant assist from Sarabia to set up Bellegarde's goal. The shot beating Emi Martinez at his near post. But Sarabia's work is done for the day, and Hwang Hee-chang is on for Wolves. Throw in to the home side, left-hand side as they come forward. Rodrigo Gomez to take it. A day that has had some very eye-catching scorelines in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest winning by 7-0 against Brighton. Liverpool had a 2-0 win away at Bournemouth. The David Moyes effect continuing with Everton beating Leicester 4-0. Southampton getting just their second Premier League win of the campaign away at Portman Road. Ipswich looking in real trouble now. Ipswich 1, Southampton 2. Newcastle beaten, and here Aston Villa behind at Molyneux. Just over 10 minutes of normal time to play. Bogard for Villa gives it into Amadou Onana, one of the 4 substitutes that Unai Emery made at half-time. Very misfiring Villa performance in the first half here at Molyneux. This is Ezri Konsa back inside his own half, midway inside that territory, gives it short to Tielemans. They're trying to play through the press and they can. Tielemans has given it away to the impressive Agbadou. Wolves have it on the halfway line. Totti Gomez, under pressure from John McGinn, tries to play a ball over the top for Rodrigo Gomez, but it's played too far, and that will trickle out of play. It is a goal kick to Emi Martinez and Aston Villa away to our left. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0, Michael Brown.
Yeah, Villa just trying to move it around, but Wolves have got something to fight for. They're just waiting for any short passes or the passes into feet wherever they can pinch, and then quick on the counter. Just feel like this sort of lull now, this period of possession suits Wolves. Van Villa now, this is the type of run in behind like that.
Bogard looking for Bailey, who for the second time falls and stumbles. I wonder if he's got the right studs on. Here's Matson on the far side. Matson, who's made a decent impact since coming on, plays it forward towards Malin, who doesn't even compete for the ball because he knew he was offside, and if he touched it, the flag would have gone up. Wolves clear away. Tommy Doyle just roars at a few of his fellow midfielders there, says, come on, we can't sit this deep, we've got to push up at least to the halfway line. Aston Villa hoping for a late goal here to try and snatch something away at Molineux and to avoid another post-Champions League dropping of points in the Premier League, which they've done in the last 6 in a row. Here is Mateus Cunha, maybe a chance for Wolves to get a second goal. The corner came off, Amadou Onana crunches in. Cunha dramatically went down there, but the referee Andy Manley was right beside it, and he said it's not a foul and play on, and Villa will play on. And the pass from Rodgers is out to the left wing. Matson's got 4 to aim from the middle here, gives it short to Rodgers. Great work from Doherty to hold him up, and any sense of a counter-attack is gone now from Aston Villa. They hold on to possession and attack, but Wolves have got all their players back. A few boos ringing around. Wolves thought they should have got a free kick there. This is Rodrigo Gomez. Oh, he should have cleared it. He wasn't able to. Bailey, ball at his feet, inside the penalty area. Rodrigo Gomez does better second time, and the ball spins out towards the touchline, and Bailey sprints and keeps it in play. Crossing position on the right-hand side. Has a look up. Doesn't fancy launching it in. Gives it short to Yuri Tielemans, 5 yards outside the D. Short ball to the feet of the new signing, Donnell Malin, who's arrived from Dortmund. He gets it back again from Matson, just outside the penalty area. Villa trying to be patient here, but they really are running out of time, and the Wolves fans are roaring the support of their defence as they try to hang on for which would be a really crucial win. Cross eventually comes in from Matson, but it's poor, and it's headed away by Agbadou, and Wolves for the moment are hanging on, but here come Aston Villa again. 5 live sport for the BBC of the Premier League. Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0. Leon Bailey trying to step around Rodrigo Gomez, twisting one way then the other, into the penalty area, sends it a right-footed cross. John McGinn controlling with his back to goal, can't get a shot away, falls for Bogard here on the edge of the area, and Aston Villa really are laying a late siege on the Wolves penalty area for now.
Oh, it's brilliant now. It's tense. The drama's set up. Can Villa find a breakthrough? Possession's good. Wolves are fighting for every single ball, but he does well here now down the left-hand side.
Matson to the byline. Nelson Semedo can't stop him, but the cross is tame, and it's comfortably into the chest of Jose Sa, the Wolves keeper, and he holds onto it firm, and he just gestures to his teammates to take a breath as the clock ticks on, and there are 7.5 minutes of normal time to go at Molineux. Wolves leading Villa 1-0.
It won't be ticking fast for these Wolves players, I know that. Just be waiting, consolidating as the goalkeeper slips, but it's set, isn't it? What's going to happen in the game? We're going to see some late drama. Another substitution coming our way, and he's trying everything, isn't he, Unai Emery, to find some life into his team.
Full house in here, 31,385. Great atmosphere outside the ground before the game. Wolves, who came into this on the back of 4 straight defeats in the Premier League, but they've really not played today like a team in the relegation zone. And despite missing a few regulars today, the 11 that Vitor Pereira started with, the subs have come on, they really have dug in for him. Wolves, who've been conceding fewer goals since Vitor Pereira arrived, but they haven't been scoring as many, and that's why it was so key for them to get on the score sheet early today. That Bellegarde goal, his second in the Premier League this season, might that end up being enough to win the match? 6.5 minutes now to play. Comes at the back for the home team. They put on a substitute, Villa. Costa Nedeljkovic has come on, the Serbian international defender. Matson here, 10 yards outside his own penalty area, rolls it back to Kamara. They've had to chop and change so much. Oh, Emi Martinez was almost closed down by Wang on the goal line there. He waited and waited, the Argentinian, and by a whisker he cleared with the charging on-Russian striker nearly getting a touch.
Oh, it was so close, wasn't it? You waited to play it, and then he just slides in. I think if it had just gone for it, You've seen a goal recently like that, it's Spurs, and Ahmed just dives all the way, and he should have done that.
I was just going to say about the Villa defence, last Sunday at Villa Park against West Ham, they had to play with Luca Digne's the central defender for most of that game after Tyrone Mings went off injured. Today they've got Kamara in there. He played in the defence in midweek against Celtic too. Mateus Cunha trying to break forward here, challenged by Konsa, and the referee says that he's fouled Konsa. That is going to be a free kick to Aston Villa. Konsa bounces up to his feet and roars at Mateus Cunha. Villa, though, have no time for any further remonstrations. They've got to get on with it. Free kick taken quickly. Yuri Tielemans over to Maatsen on the far side. Villa playing from left to right as we look down in the claret and blue. Wolves in their old gold. Here's Andre winning it back for Wolves. Tommy Doyle, new engine room to try and withstand this late onslaught from Villa. That's a good ball from Onana to Maatsen. Bearing down on the penalty area. Mallon just outside the tee. Shoots right-footed. Good save from Sa. It sits up for Rodgers. It's hit by Maatsen. And they can't. There's too many defenders in the way. And Villa just can't get it through. And it wouldn't have counted anyway because the offside flag goes up and Wolves are clinging on here, Michael Brown.
Yeah, finally we've seen some shots, efforts at goal, some good turns. We've seen Mallon just get that shot. Well, there's it might be in an offside position as he goes to take a touch on the rebound. As Maatsen hits it, Doherty does very, very well to get a block. More cramp for the Wolves players. They're trying to give themselves more breathing space, more time. But finally, you know, Aston Villa getting it out of the feet, getting some shots. I've never seen Tielemans give the ball away so much as he has done in the second half.
Well, Unai Emery doesn't have a great record against Wolves. You go back to his time as Arsenal boss and with Aston Villa. If it stays like this, it'll be just 2 wins against Wolves in 9 games against them. And he looks so unhappy. He looked like thunder as he went down the tunnel at half-time. He came out and he made the 4 changes ahead of the start of the second half. And despite, you know, a definite upturn from his team in the second period, you can still say Villa have not been anywhere near good enough. And against a team who started the day in the relegation zone, this feels a missed opportunity for Unai Emery's team. Still, we wait for play to get back underway here. Looks like Wolves are going to make a change with Bueno coming on. The Wolves fans, by the way, enjoying the discomfort of their visitors, are chanting, "Champions League, you're having a laugh."
Yeah, we're looking to make a change now, but, you know, Bellegarde, he's the one who's got that injury, but I think, to be fair, he has run everywhere, hasn't he? I think you watch his performance, the desire, determination. He's certainly made the difference for this Wolves team so far in the game.
Jean-Luc Bellegarde, who has played in all but 2 of Wolves' Premier League games this season. His goal, at the moment, looking likely to propel Wolves up and out of the bottom 3 today. He goes off, Santiago Bueno comes on, so that's a midfielder going off, replaced by a central defender, as Vitor Pereira looks to hang on here. Wolves hoping to go 4 Premier League home games unbeaten against Villa, but most notably, they are hoping to stop the rot of this run of 4 Premier League defeats in a row. And for Aston Villa, they've been unbeaten in the last 5 in the league, but a defeat here would be a real disappointment after the uplift in midweek, getting through automatically into the last 16 of the Champions League. A reminder for Villa that they may not be in that competition next season. Onana's pass goes in between Bailey and Nedeljkovic. Both of them sort of left it for the other there. Cheers from the Wolves fans as they get a throw in left full back position. Is Bellegarde's goal going to be enough? 2 minutes to go, plus the stoppages at Molyneux.
I think we're going to have quite a few, aren't we? But again, just the passing, the quality from Villa at times. Some very, very good footballers, but they certainly haven't been at the best. But we've got to give Wolves the credit, the shape that they've been in, and delaying tactics, but then haven't they broke quickly. Now Villa, look, if you just look how deep they are still, get into the wider areas, try and get 1v1s. Bailey, Maatsen, get higher.
Well, there are 2 episodes of the Football Daily in focus to look out for this week. Gary Lineker's been speaking with Arne Slot, and Alan Shearer's been chatting with Alexander Isak. You can listen to both of those on BBC Sounds. You can watch them on the iPlayer as Villa trying to come on the attack here, trying to salvage something late away at Molyneux in a game that they've really struggled to create opportunities. This is Bailey, crossing position on the right-hand side. Good work, though, by Rodrigo Gomez to get right up in his face and not give him the sort of room he would need to manoeuvre to send in across. Kamara the back, the crowd raising the volume. Wolves fans realising their team might well need the 12th man here to see them through as we slip into the 90th minute. And Bailey comes on the attack. Right wing for Villa, playing from left to right as we look down. Veers in field, looking up, but he's frustrated. He can't pick a pass. Gets it back again from Onana. Goes again, twisting, turning one way, cutting back at himself. Laying it in field to Yuri Tielemans, who wasn't quite ready to receive that. And he's got to retreat back to Ezri Konsa. And Villa trying to keep calm, but it's difficult in these circumstances. Morgan Rogers clipping it through to Tielemans. Lovely receive. Malin is in. This is a chance. Jose Sa diving out, saves with his knees. And Wolves hang on to their lead. Maatsen crosses it in. They're really raising the temperature now, Villa. That was a lovely build-up. Tielemans and Malin on each other's wavelength. But Jose Sa made the save. Tielemans tries to send it in again. Rogers goes down in the penalty area. He's not going to get a penalty for that. And Jose Sa comes and smothers the ball. And a huge sigh of relief for the Wolverhampton Wanderers fans as we prepare to slip into stoppage time at Molyneux, and they still lead by 1-0.
Oh, Tielemans gets into a good area. He turns really smooth. Then a lovely little reverse pass. Malin comes across. Left footed, thinking, here you go, far corner. Jose Sa comes out, but what he does, he makes himself really, really big. That left leg just coming away, and that length of it just stops it, manages to block the shot. It's a really, really good save.
So into 7 minutes of stoppages, and Wolves clinging on to this 1-goal lead that they've held for such a long time. 3 points today will move Wolves above Leicester, who were beaten 4-0 at Everton, and Wolves will be moving out of the relegation zone as things stand. You look up towards the top of the table and the ramifications, with City playing tomorrow, with Newcastle beaten today, with Bournemouth beaten today. Villa missing out on an opportunity. They could have gone level with Bournemouth, 1 point behind Newcastle, but instead there's now beginning to be a gap between the top 6 and top 6-7 teams and those like Villa and Fulham and Brighton, who are in behind, who are looking more mid-table than European challenges at the moment. But still we play on, and there's still time for Aston Villa to change the narrative here today. This is Kamara at the back for Aston Villa. Konsa has it now. Gives it short to the feet of Tielemans, and a good rush of pressure in by Rodrigo Gomez. Nearly won the ball back for Wolves. Nedeljkovic has done well to shuffle it infield. Tielemans to John McGinn. McGinn in the starting 11 for West Ham for the first time in a month today, as Rogers tries to play it onto Malin, but it's too close to Doherty, and Matt Doherty clears it away. Anywhere will do for Wolves now as they hang on to this 1-goal lead on 5 Live.
Oh, it's massive, isn't it? Oh, the ball come on the pitch, that gets booted away quickly as Villa keep coming. What's going to happen at the end of this game? Oh, Doyle does
Bailey
well.
loses it on the edge of the penalty area. Doyle comes away with possession for Wolves, and Mateus Cunha needs a bit of game management now. He doesn't launch himself helter-skelter into a counter-attack. He keeps his nerve. He just holds things up on the halfway line, and he allows those seconds to keep ticking away on the clock. Kilmarnock have taken the lead against Dundee United in the late kick-off in Scotland. Earlier on, there were wins for Hearts, who won 6-0. Wins for Hibs and St Johnstone. Celtic and Rangers both in action tomorrow. Celtic on the Motherwell. Rangers host Ross County. Here in the Premier League, Bailey shoots on the edge of the box, comes off Rogers. Oh, the referee's pointing towards the corner. I thought that might have come off his teammate there. It's a corner to Aston Villa in stoppage time as they desperately seek an equaliser here late on.
Yeah, Bailey does so well. His space was there because of the runs. He comes in left-footed, tries to hit the far corner. Andre just gets enough, gets across. Now a set piece. This has got to be a good delivery.
No time to waste for Aston Villa. Bailey has placed the ball for the corner flag. Villa have tried to be creative today. They nearly scored off a free kick in the second half. Can they do so from the corner here? Bailey, in-swinger, Jose Sa punches, Tielemans follows up, but he balloons it into the crowd. It was all power, no accuracy for the Belgian. Difficult technique, high volley straight into the crowd, and the Wolves fans won't be giving that ball back in a hurry.
Yeah, but as he was going to take it, Bailey, that in-swinger, there's actually a bottle. Bottle comes right over the top of his head. I thought it might have been a retake. It puts him off slightly. Still a good delivery. Sa under pressure, punches, and then it falls to Tielemans. There's someone with quality. Left-footed, he slices it high and wide. It was a big chance.
Match of the day coming up tonight. Gary will be with Martin Keown and Shay Given. 10:30 on BBC One. There's a goal fest to look out for, particularly if you're a fan of Nottingham Forest or Everton today. But Southampton fans will be keenly tuning in, Fulham fans too. And as things stand, Wolverhampton Wanderers fans will be definitely tuning in to watch the highlights of this again. We have played more than half of the 7 minutes that were added on for stoppages, and Wolves are almost there. That John Rittner Bellegarde goal after 12 minutes. Will it be enough to claim the 3 points? Down goes Bailey, half on the field, half off. John McGinn comes across to tell him get on the pitch because he doesn't want play to continue with the teammate off the field. And in any regard, Vill have no time to waste. Nelson Semedo preparing to take the throw. They've changed their formation since Bueno came on. Nelson Semedo's now playing left wing back. Matt Doherty's moved to right wing back. Bueno's got in with Agbadou and Totti as the 3 central defenders, as Mateus Cunha controls this on his chest, does a little Cruyff turn away from Onana, who goes down holding his face. Now he's implying that he was struck in the face there. Play on, Wolves into the penalty area. The pass from Cunha was just in front of Hwang. He's managed to hold on to possession, but it's spun away from him. And interestingly, Unai Emery there has come down to Onana and says, get up, don't stay down. He was down holding his face, trying to get something, and Unai Emery says, that's not going to help us win this game, because the referee hasn't given the free kick, and under the instruction of his manager, Amadou Onana is back at his feet, but Villa are almost out of time. 2 minutes of the 7 remain.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, where you go to try and push somebody off and he gets his sort of finger in his eye, he stays down for a long time. You can't afford, as the manager said, we know there's a bit of pain as Cunha just gets away. I thought he might have been able to do a little bit better with it, but another wasted pass. It's just, can something happen? Is there going to be a breakthrough?
Here is Daniel Mallon, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Feeds it to Leon Bailey, stepping into the box. He's got energy to the byline. Totti Gomez comes across and makes a really good challenge. And Doyle hacks it away, and anyone will do again. Wolves are hanging on as around us people are banging their feet. They're banging their seats. They're up on their absolutely edge of everything here. Wolves fans clinging on with the desperate hope of a team who pray they're moving out of the relegation zone today. This could be a huge moment for Wolves, for Vitor Pereira, who's found it really difficult in recent weeks. Mateus Cunha here has to be onside. He's inside his own half. Cons are trying to get back. This could seal it now. Mateus Cunha turns, edge of the penalty area, tries to keep going, shoots and scores! That's it! Good night, good luck. Wolves are on their way out of the Premier League relegation zone tonight. Aston Villa are suffering yet another Champions League hangover. Mateus Cunha wraps up the 3 points with seconds of stoppage time remaining. It's Wolves 2, Aston Villa 0. That is that.
Incredible ending to the game. I can't believe he's done it. It was like he was running out with nowhere to go. The lead 1v1. Cunha just tries to get some advantage. He doesn't. And then I'm thinking, no, the chance is gone. He somehow turns yet again. And right under his feet gets his shot right across Emi Martinez into that bottom corner. The stadium erupts all to our left. Fantastic scenes. He got it for the determination and the power.
Mateus Cunha with his 11th Premier League goal of the season. There was much concern for Wolves going into this transfer window. Would he be staying at Molyneux, a player who's clearly won admirers near and far? But Cunha, who scored against Villa earlier on this season at Villa Park in September, has done it again here. It's his first Premier League goal since Boxing Day. Mateus Cunha, who's worked so hard. And you look at the performance of Wolves today, Michael Brown, and you wonder how they've ever got themselves in such relegation worries, because there is a lot of talent, there is a lot of experience and know-how in this Wolves team. They just haven't been able to show it on a regular basis this season.
No, they haven't. And what I have seen today is a determination, out of possession, keep your shape, stick to your jobs. Short runs, long runs, they've had a little bit of all of it in their game, and it's been an all-round team game with some good forward passes, some good quality, some good runs, and they've made Villa work for it.
This is going to hurt the Aston Villa fans amid the jubilation on Wednesday. They lose at Molyneux. As a disallowed goal midway through the second half. That's as close as they were to get today as Wolves stop the rot. It had been 4 Premier League defeats in a row. Today, a first league win since Boxing Day for Vitor Pereira's team, and this will give them real belief now that they can survive this relegation battle this season.
Well, that's a massive statement win. Not only that,